2013 C-Class 4MATIC starts at $38,950.
Lease your Mercedes-Benz at Concourse Motors.
We are
CBS 58 News.
To the Final Four, and we're heading for home in Lexington, Kentucky, Rupp Arena. This is third-round action from the East region. The number 6 seed, the Butler Bulldogs, matched up with the Marquette Golden Eagles. The winner here will advance to Washington, D.C. and face the winner of the Miami-Illinois game, which is coming up tomorrow night on TNT. Welcome courtside, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarco. Allie LaForce will join us as well. These two teams were tested in the second round here at the NCAA tournament. Let's start with Marquette. It took everything they had to get past Davidson. It was a remarkable rally, and they're not in this third round without the play of Vanderblue.
Exactly. It was a possession game, and every possession really meant a lot in the game. Vanderblue did not have a terrific shooting game, 5 for 15. But throughout the season, he's the guy that they have gone to, and down the stretch when they needed a bucket, here's his game-winning drive to seal the victory.
As for Butler, a 22-5 run to defeat Bucknell at the end of the game. Bucknell had actually taken the lead. Brad Stevens took a timeout. Butler was able to regroup.
Right.
Rodney Clark struggled to start the game. First half, just couldn't make shots. Second half, he got it going.
Well, like Vanderblue, he's the same kind. He looks to get his shot off a little bit more than Blue does. Always looking to take shots and really stroke from the outside. But here is the big one coming off a high screen away from the basket. He was 5 of 14, but they got him the ball when it mattered.
And a rivalry developing. Marquette and Butler will both be in the new-look Big East next season. They go head-to-head in the NCAA tournament. March Madness next on CBS.
When I calling and I feel my spirits falling,
the next wave of Italians has come to America, and the Fiat 500 with Beats Audio is rocking the block. The Italian-designed Fiat 500. Now get 0% APR financing on the 2013 Fiat 500, starting at $16,700.
As your life changes, Fidelity is there for your personal economy, helping you readjust along the way, refocus as careers change and kids head off to college, and revisit your investments as retirement gets closer. Wherever you are today, Fidelity's guidance can help you fine-tune your personal economy. Start today with a free one-on-one review of your retirement plan.
The Navigators are struggling in the punishing game.
Reigning 2006 Finals MVP.
Stuff take. Oh, what is going on in here?
It's okay, relax. Watch this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Dave.
Wow.
Is that your agent?
It's the jingle. Try it.
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
With the sandwich.
Oh, yeah. And the girl from 4E? And can I get a hot tub?
Nice.
State Farm agents help you get to a better state.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, Bud Light, and by Sears.
Back here in Lexington, Brad Stevens, head coach at Butler. His team has now won its first game in 6 of the last 7 NCAA tournaments that they've played in. Let's take a look at the starting 5. Alex Barlow gets the start once again. He was terrific in the victory over Bucknell. Rodney Clark, Roosevelt Jones, Kyle Marshall, and Andrew Smith round out the starting 5 for the Bulldogs. Marquette, Junior Cadogan, Vander Blue, Trent Lockett, Juan Anderson, and Chris O'Toole. For fifth-year head coach, 41-year-old Buzz Williams. That 59-58 come from behind victory over Davidson in the second round. They shot just 34%. In fact, they started 1 of 12 from three-point territory against Davidson.
We look at this pace compared to the game we just viewed with Louisville, the way they were up and down and really in the tempo. Neither one of these two teams try to play that way, so this will be a more of a possession-type game. Michael Stewart officiating in his 14th NCAA tournament, along with Lamont Simpson and Jeffrey Anderson. That's our officiating crew with Smith and O'Toole there to jump it up. Winner goes to Washington, D.C. The 3 seed in the East, Marquette, against the 6 seed Butler. It's a rematch meeting November the 19th in Maui. Butler a 72-71 win. Rodney Clark with a 3-pointer at the buzzer. Marquette controls the tip. Outside, Anderson spread the floor with Blue. Junior Cadogan, the senior from Toronto. Blue gives it up for Lockett. Lockett to drive, the curl to the rim. Bank shot, no. And it's rebounded by Smith down low. He had 16 boards in the win over Bucknell. Points to go with that, so that's one of the matchups to look for to keep him busy from a Marquette perspective. And obviously they're going to try to just stay on top of Clark the entire time. Blue has him now. Smith gets a touch on the inside. Double team comes, and a foul called. Coming over, Juan Anderson as the help defender. Marquette 20-6 with this starting lineup. Shared the regular season Big East title with Louisville and Georgetown, and Buzz Williams will make a change. 42 seconds in. Yeah, I'm not. What's up with Cadogan? Anything or?
Well, right now he's sitting.
Yeah, I know.
Derek Wilson is in for him. Jump shot doesn't go for Clark. Struggled from three-point territory. 2 of 8 from beyond the arc the other night. Jamil Wilson is in for Marquette, and he really stood out down the stretch. Made some big plays for Marquette in the victory against Davidson. Back in, Wilson on a fadeaway. Book it.
May very well be the most talented player on this team. You would think that after those shots that he hit, they're going to try to ride him a little bit, but this is going to be a key matchup out front. Blue on Clark. Will Clark drive him crazy going off screens, looking for his shots?
Clark trying to feed the post. Roosevelt Jones inside, and it rims out. Jones able to come up with the offensive board. Wheels on the interior for 2.
Well, that's Jones's game there. Good second-round game. There's a little push. That could be interesting, too, the way he keeps them busy at the offensive end of the floor. Now, here's the post-up area, and that's a nice fall-away jump shot by Wilson. Hard to defend that with his length at 6'7".
Foul called against Barlow. Cadogan getting ready to check back in. And Vander Blue at the free throw line, where he shoots it at 73%. He had 16 points in the come-from-behind victory in the second round. Marquette has won 7 of its last 9 games, 8 straight trips to the NCAA tournament. Blue had 21 points against Butler in the first meeting in Maui. And here comes Cadogan, so he'll replace Wilson.
Butler had 4 double-figure scorers in that game also, and the one you just referenced in Maui. So, but you know what, though, in college basketball, that was a lifetime ago, wasn't it? These teams have changed. They've made adjustments, so they remember it, but I'm not so sure they're scouting off that game. They're scouting more of what these teams have been doing in the last 2 weeks.
Very early in the season in November, and Butler didn't even have its rotation set at that point. The drive, Jones on a kick out. Shot, it's Barlow, a 3. He continues to produce for the Bulldogs, the former walk-on.
Don't look for Barlow to score much, but you're right about the other night. He played very well.
Catch and shoot. Wilson drains the triple.
More spreading the floor. Marquette, not a team that really goes outside real well at all at 30% as a team. And he has the ability to knock it back at around 36%. But I like the confidence that he's showing right now to take advantage of it.
Here's Clark, confident shooter. Rodney Clark knocks it down for three. There's Lockett, one-on-one with Jones. 8-7, Butler in front. Spread the floor with Cadogan. The spin. Side of the backboard, good defense there by Barlow. And last touch by Marquette.
Well, you're going to see on the floor. Watch over here on the right-hand side. Find the spot. Draw defenders so they slide on you. They don't have any opportunity to get out there. And as I mentioned, with his length at 6'7", he's going to shoot over most guys. And in particular, just then, it was Marshall a little late to the party.
Devontae Gardner and Derek Wilson are in for Marquette. So Cadogan will sit once again. And now O'Toole gets an early rest. Just about 3 minutes gone by in this first half. Butler up by 1. Here's some pressure from the Golden Eagles. Jones one-on-one with Wilson on the outside. Clark, tight defense there from Derek Wilson. Smith gives it up. Extra feed for Jones.
He's not going to shoot that from there, Jones. You got to back off him.
Jones, the drive, rejected by Lockett. Knocked to the outside. Jones, the three ball doesn't go. Wilson couldn't grab it. Quick pass, Barlow to Smith. In and out, but he's going to the free throw line. That's a heads-up play by Alex Barlow to get rid of it as quickly as he did. Oh, Butler, that dramatic early season moment. Rodney Clark, the three-pointer at the buzzer. Take a look at that. Just as Brad Stevens drew it up.
Yeah, the easiest shot you'll ever take.
72-71 win in Maui. Gardner called on the foul for Marquette. Andrew Smith, 72%. A part of the two Butler teams that went to back-to-back national championship games, really setting the tone for Butler. No longer considered a Cinderella. In fact, going to the Big East next year, so they can't even be called a mid-major anymore. They're going to be in a quote-unquote power conference.
Those days are over, my friend. Not that they were in a simple league this year, hey, in the A-10, right?
No. Cameron Woods is in for Butler. Wilson taking the baseline. To the corner, Lockett. Count it, a three.
Oh, I think Marquette comes out shooting the basketball well from the outside. Not a forte of this team. They were only 4 of 15 from the stripe against Davidson.
Lockett, the transfer from Arizona State. Buzz Williams said he's the most diligent worker I've ever been around. Rodney Clark, who continues to work on that jump shot. Takes as many practice jumpers as anybody in the nation.
I was just going to say, when you start talking about guys who work hard with their game, you got to put Clark in there.
Wilson on a dump down. Good position. Gardner is fouled. Woods climbed over his back. So Gardner will shoot free throws when we come back at our first stoppage here in the first half.
That's why I can't go back to Cleveland ever again.
You actually looking like your profile picture.
Do you not having a mustache?
Well, I do kind of have a mustache.
But it's a beard.
You not having a mustache.
Those are my friends over there in case this was a total train wreck.
Yeah, actually, those are my friends hitting on your friends. Here we go.
Yeah.
Keep the good times going with the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
The solos are complete.
You're the pig to her blankets.
That's not breakdancing. That's break-up dancing.
Don't give up on us, America. We're not done yet.
Now two must dance as one.
Let's make the night come to life.
You won't run into the top 10 appliance brands just anywhere. Only Sears carries them all. Hurry in and get up to 30% or more off appliances with your Sears card. This is Sears.
We heard the Whopper Jr. is only
$129.
Really?
$129.
$129?
$129. A Fire Grill Whopper Jr. $129.
For how much?
$129.
Come in and enjoy a Whopper Jr. sandwich for just $1.29. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
I didn't know AutoTrader.com had new cars.
What kind of deal can I get?
On Autotrader.com, you can now compare brand new cars from local dealers and special offers.
That one.
So you can find the one new car your head and heart can agree on.
Whoa.
Autotrader.com.
There are people who find their own path, chart their own course, who never stop moving forward and never, ever back down. Entrepreneurs and journeymen, mavericks and pioneers who believe the American dream doesn't just happen. It's something you have to work for. We're for those kinds of people because we're that kind of airline. We're never finished, satisfied, and we never stop looking for a better way. It's what's made Southwest like nobody else. And it's how we've grown into America's largest domestic airline. We are Southwest. Welcome aboard.
Greg Gumbel in New York with an All-State Good Hands update. Over on TNT in Salt Lake City, it's all over. Arizona is the fourth team into the Sweet 16. They buried Harvard 74-51. They'll play the winner of Iowa State, Ohio State tomorrow. Back to Lexington. Ian and Jim.
All right, Greg, Pac-12 advances with Arizona over Harvard. And there's that Iowa State-Ohio State matchup in Dayton on CBS tomorrow afternoon. Butler up by 2. Devontae Gardner at the free throw line, 84% on the season. Junior from Suffolk, Virginia, cuts the Butler lead to 1.
Good pace early on in this game, Ian, with the team shooting the ball pretty well. 4 of 8 for Butler, 3 of 5 for Marquette, but the turnover 0-0. So far, a little offensive passing. These two teams will run the sets pretty nicely.
Two teams that really struggled from three-point territory in the last round. Butler is 3 of 4 so far tonight. Marquette is 2 out of 2. Butler up by 1. This is on the second attempt. Wow. And a 10-second call. Clark just took his time. Wilson actually backed off. And Brad Stevens telling Clark, hey, get it across. Be aware. That's the first turnover of the game.
A little bit of Wilson just then. One on him. One pulls back. And you're right, Clark just really didn't hurry to get that across half court.
Chris O'Toole is back in for Marquette. Here's Blue on the stop and go. Swatted out of there by Smith.
That was kind of like a game winner the other night, wasn't it? But Smith had to redirect that a bit.
Blue got around Jake Cohen for the game winner. Smith was waiting for Blue in the post. Smith feeds it. Clark catching fire. Short. Smith keeps it alive. Knocked to the outside. Great save. Cameron Woods hitting the table on the side, but he does maintain possession for Butler.
That was a front effort by Woods. He took a shot to the gut with the table also. Looks okay, though.
Freshman Kellen Dunham is in for Butler. Dunham gets a touch on the perimeter. Now it's Smith. Double team. A hard double. They back off.
There you go. Somebody's open.
It's Woods. Rebounded by Cadogan. Marquette on the push. Blue probing. Lockett using the O'Toole screen. Cadogan drops it inside. The seal by O'Toole. And he puts it in. The senior from Richmond, Texas. He's dealt with so many injuries throughout his career. 2 broken feet. 1 his freshman year, 1 his sophomore year. A torn ACL his left knee last year. And Buzz Williams has just been so happy that O'Toole has remained healthy and has been such a big part of this run for Marquette.
And when he's on the floor, they have to get him his touches offensively. There's no question about that to keep Smith active at the defensive end in the post.
13-12, Marquette leading Butler. 3-6 matchup here in the East Regional. Tip ball on the inside as Smith couldn't get a clean look. 13:35 remaining in the first half. Ian Eagle, Jim Spinarco, Ali LaForce, and the rest of our CBS crew. Final game here in Lexington. Here's Wilson, hard drive. O'Toole fumbles initially. Left hand, no. A battle for it inside, knocked out of bounds, and it was touched last by Woods.
These are the types of plays that this tournament is all about. Rejection by Smith right there, well timed. And here's one. Save the basketball and watch the gut. Yep, he gets the monitor of one of the computers over there, the stat monitors, right in the stomach.
And apparently the stat monitor is okay. I know you were concerned.
I'm going to go down there and check it out.
Taylor trying to get it to Cadogan, and Barlow did touch it, so Cadogan able to go back and get it cleanly.
And that didn't touch Cadogan then, so it was okay.
Lock it inside. Taps it over to Gardner, bumping bodies. And he's going to the free throw line. Eric Fromm will get called for the foul for Butler. The winner here goes to Washington, D.C. in the Sweet 16 to take on the winner of the Illinois-Miami game coming up in Austin tomorrow night on TNT. Officials heading over to the monitor right now. Foul was called on the junior Eric Fromm of the Bulldogs. Marquette up by 1. Just about 7 minutes gone by in this first half. Buzz Williams told us this is a really fun group to coach. Great chemistry, togetherness, accountability. Feels like the team morphed and evolved as the season has gone on.
Take a look here, see what's going on. Is there anything? Yeah, it's relatively clean. I'm thinking that maybe in the traffic somebody did something. There's a bump.
That was the foul on Fromm against Devontae Gardner.
I thought it was pretty straightforward in terms of who the shooter is. That's one of the things that they can look at. And the other, I don't see anything that would be in the flagrant 1 or 2, right? Oh, there you go, out front. Okay, so it's a swing of that elbow. Here it comes with the left. Watch, it's going to come back right here. Ready? Bang. And
so Barlow took the shot to the chin. And still feeling it on the side of his jaw.
It's going to be real interesting to me, Ian, how they rule this one. I know, some people say, and we've had a lot of discussions on this here, people believe that the offensive player should have some space, and that by rule is not the case. So you can come up and do exactly what the defender Barlow did right there. But, it's
flagrant 1, excessive contact. Non-excessive elbow contact above the shoulders or pushing or holding a player from behind to prevent the score. By the letter of the law, that's going to be a flagrant 1.
Well, it's the non-excessive, right? The elbow above the head or above the shoulders, right? So, but to me, I see what's going on here. I mean, this is the play, but I'm thinking that college basketball has to make a change on that, because if you come up and ride that guy chest to chest, and I understand what he's doing from a defensive standpoint, a lot of people say, well, you need some space. If you're not going to give me the space, then I have to have the ability to make a basketball move if you're closing in. And if that's going to be what I consider an inadvertent elbow, I don't think there was anything intentional right there in terms of hitting you with the elbow. I'm just not sure now, by rule, I'm saying they're going to get this right.
They are.
And they're probably going to call it a flagrant 1, I would guess. But I don't like that rule right there.
There is nothing in the rule that we just showed you that mentions the word.
Correct.
And that's where you have to separate what you have seen through the years as a basketball player, as an analyst, you've been doing this a long time, and as an official.
Yeah, and not to go way back in time, but in the old days, and I'll just put old days around it, when you look at, you used to take those shots all the time, and you'd play through them.
100% correct.
Because you knew, now obviously I don't want to get hit in the mouth with an elbow, right? It's going to stop you. You're going to look at the guy's number and hopefully even it out somewhere without hurting somebody. But the way it is right now.
Jimmy, you got it. We've got a flagrant 1.
So it is a flagrant 1 called on Trent Lockett.
We're going to shoot the 2 shots here first.
Gardner's going to get his free throws because the foul was called on Fromm underneath. Buzz Williams is looking for an extended explanation from Eric Curry, the standby official at the table.
So, shots here. He'll take his shots.
I'm in agreement with you, by the way, just to go on record.
Thank you. Not that I,
It used to be the case that as a defensive player, you'd get the message that maybe you need to step back a bit if you took a shot to the chin with no call on it. But by the letter of the law, what these officials have been told, whether it was the intent, not the intent, it's the result. And if you take an elbow above the shoulder, you're going to get called on it.
Right. And I don't, by rule, they're getting this correct. It's just me throwing a couple of my opinions out there. And I just put this under the term of accidental. Because you know what? If he wanted to hit him harder than that, he would not be standing right now to defend it. So now he's going to take his 2 shots here.
And Barlow comes up short, 75% shooter.
And then by rule, once again, Butler will get the ball going back down the other end of the floor, approximately where that foul occurred.
Your basketball instinct would tell you, hey, play on.
Yeah.
But the rule that we showed indicates that that's going to get called every time.
Yeah, and I also, not to belabor the point, but I think there are situations where you really have to call that in a hurry. Rebound, guy gets the rebound, swings the arms quickly and hits you. It's a little different in terms of the intensity. Out on the court right there, in front of this whole crowd, the whole crowd can see me hit that guy,
You thought that was the flow of the game.
I did. But by rule, they got it correct.
Marquette up by 2. Butler with the basketball. And a travel called on Barlow. So Butler turns it over. They had just 5 turnovers in the win over Bucknell on Thursday. But they shot just 36%, including 3 of 17 from three-point range. 11 of its last 13 NCAA tournament games. Wilson looking down low. Gardner couldn't break free. Here's Cadogan now trying to create the curl. Dunham with the block. And that time, some contact underneath the other way.
Well, Cadogan, I think, after the shot gets blocked, clean block by Dunham. You have that one right. Now watch, he gets popped right in the face.
Roosevelt Jones going down. And Cadogan picking up his first.
See, here's just the other part of that point, right? When you look at it, the elbow is a dangerous part of the body, right, when you're swinging it around. But there's a shot where a guy smacks him in the face, and it's just a common foul. So you got to start with that particular play. It's got to be tweaked a little bit. And I know that, once again, it can be done. You can do a whole lot more damage with the elbow than a smack.
Fromm buries the 3. Eric Fromm stepping back, a 30% shooting range, and he's given Butler a 1-point lead.
He actually takes more 3s than 2s.
They bring 2 defenders to Gardner. Cross court, good find. Wilson.
Good no call there, too.
Bullet feed down low. Lockett looking to create space. Gets rid of it.
So Butler locks it up with the front line.
Wilson drops it in for Gardner. And a foul called. It's Wilson on the offensive foul.
Well, so here's your elbow. All right, there's the flagrant one. And then there's the slap to the face. Physical play, both ends.
I'm a 6'8" power forward from your alma mater. We're 1 shot away from winning it all. And you couldn't even look away if your kitchen was on fire. Hey, look, your kitchen's on fire. And if you have home insurance where you got your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for all that. It's March and it's mayhem. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Today at KFC, get our freshly delivered whole chicken, freshly prepared by real cooks. Taste why fresh is better. And now for a limited time, you can try an 8-piece meal, 2 large sides, and 4 biscuits, all for just $15.99.
Mission accomplished.
Own The Hobbit, and you can join a worldwide live event hosted by Peter Jackson, in which he will reveal a first look at the next movie in the Hobbit trilogy.
Something moves in the shadows.
By The Hobbit, an unexpected journey.
The Chevrolet Cruze Eco has active aero grille shutters to improve aerodynamics so it can offer an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon, the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. That's American ingenuity to find new roads.
What a
finish. Number 4 for Tiger. Look who's on top of the world of golf. Bubba Watson is wearing a green jacket.
The Masters on CBS.
Don't miss The Mentalist, Sunday at 10/9 Central, only CBS.
No, the boys have baseball after school.
Time Warner Cable makes AMC more alive.
Mom, I hate the walkers.
Because we let you stream your favorites, like The Walking Dead. In any room.
We just had those painted, Daryl.
I'm sorry. On any screen.
They're in this prison and they're...
Clean this up.
Yes, ma'am. Whatever you're passionate about, Time Warner Cable invents better ways to love it even more. Switch to enjoy better.
The new Honda Civic, girl, that's bananas. Just got it. Shut your mouth.
Fabulous features.
I hate you.
Review camera, Pandora compatibility.
Get out.
Came standard.
No.
Yes.
Where?
Really big spring event, Honda.
You're lying.
Seriously outstanding value.
Not possible.
Laying it on thick, don't you think?
You're the worst.
Ouch.
Hurry in to the really big spring event where you can get a great deal on a new Honda Civic. Hondas hold their value better than any other brand.
See real stories of human achievement featured on the Buick Human Highlight Reel at ncaa.com/Buick. First turnover of the half. They trail Butler 16-15. 11:50 to play in this first half. Butler shooting at 5 of 12. Marquette is 4 out of 10. Barlow remains on the floor with Fromm, Clark, Woods, and Dunham.
They are just rotating defenders on Clark to make sure he doesn't get off.
Lob up top, Woods, a major leaper, and he has it slapped away. I locked it from behind.
It's pretty odd alley-oop play, wasn't it? Tossing that ball from about 35, 40 feet away. Just didn't stay in the air long enough for Woods to do anything with it.
O'Toole and Blue are in. Joining Derek Wilson, Anderson, and Lockett. And now Anderson's going to sit. Jamil Wilson will replace him.
Derek Wilson, 6'1", 215 iron. He's quick, and he's going to try to keep that body close to Clark and use his strength.
Barlow, a lob way outside to Dunham. Half-court set. Fromm, catch and shoot. 3 rimming out. Wilson able to save it for Blue.
Nice set, though, for Fromm from long range.
Vander Blue one-on-one with Barlow. Hard drive. Blue. Beautiful delivery. Vander Blue taking it to the...
I think he knows that he can use his size. He's a combination 6'4", but fast as the 6'4" guy, and I think he's thinking that he can use his speed and strength to go over the defender.
Clark off the dribble. He banks it in, Rodney Clark.
Amazing how he gets his shot off when he's really pressured and in trouble. I mean, we saw that game winner that he had. That was like a fall away, but he got it off, right? That's the same type of thing. He just finds a way to get his shot off in traffic.
Double team on O'Toole, trying to create space. O'Toole blocked by Fromm.
Yeah, he should have recognized the double team earlier than what he did right there. No place to go.
Butler up by 1.
Look at this.
Long one. Clark, a 3, falls down. Fromm trying to save it. It's out of bounds.
So here's where Blue takes advantage of the size differential against Barlow. And Fromm from behind can't help out. Blue very good putting the ball on the floor. And there's that little bit of a floater by Clark the other way. Just enough to get himself some separation.
Devontae Gardner is back in for Marquette. And we'll see Chase Stegall for the first time for Butler.
This is a play-by-play guys game here, huh? All the substitutions, the depth. These get used to it, though. They're going to be putting a lot of guys in and keeping legs fresh in this game. I'll just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, if I'm not paying attention to you, don't be offended. Lockett is fouled on the pass-off. It'll be Marshall picking it up. Monday on CBS. TV's best night of comedy is all new, beginning with How I Met Your Mother. Monday at 8, 7 Central. Only CBS. Now, Buzz Williams just mixes and matches 18 substitutions here, and we're halfway through the first half.
That's a pretty big number.
Cadogan circling. Blue catching fire. Rims out. And a push. Wilson coming up with a loose ball. Marshall Cannot believe it. Foul called on the junior from Davie, Florida.
You know, to my eye, too, Blue really seems comfortable shooting the basketball. I thought that was down. I think he thought it was down. He got a good look. And the most important part about shooting, he's not hesitating at all. When he gets his opportunity, he's going right to his stroke, which usually means you're thinking pretty good about your shot.
Second personal on Marshall. 5 team fouls against Butler. Also 5 on Marquette. Lob in, intercepted by Smith. Cadogan telegraphed it. Clark whips it ahead. Back in by Smith. They double. Kick out. Stegall catching fire. Cans it. A 3.
How about the instincts of Smith, too, in the blocks? I thought he was going to come across the middle of the lane with a little sweeper just then, but instead he swept it across to his teammate to knock it down.
Into the post. Gardner. Kick out. Wilson. Short on a 3. Out of bounds. Vander Blue trying to save it for the Golden Eagles.
Look at this double team. The cross-court pass. Nice work there. And you have to be ready as a shooter to let it rip.
That is a play-by-play man. O'Toole in and Steve Taylor Jr. in for Marquette. 9-2 run for Butler. So right now, Buzz Williams is looking for the right combination for Marquette.
He's trying a lot of them, by the way.
He has.
just so you're aware of that.
21-17. Bulldogs in front. They can add to it here. Butler is 5 out of 9 from three-point territory.
And the subs still trying to keep fresh legs on Clark. Cadogan has a missed trip.
Roosevelt Jones. A lob. That nearly went in. Hit the front of the rim. That was not a shot attempt. Here's Blue zigzagging through traffic. Bank shot, no, but a foul. The strength of Vander Blue and his ability off the dribble.
Clark went down again right there, Ryan. In traffic with Blue.
He appears to be okay. Helped up. Off the floor, Rodney Clark had a major scare earlier this season.
And he goes down here, and we're at half court, and you could hear the thud going down.
So Blue at the free throw line, 73%. Let's take you back. This was really a scary moment. Clark against Dayton in January. The drive to the basket and hit his head on the support. He was taken off on a stretcher and missed 3 games because of the sprained neck.
Yeah, and I was talking to Brad Stevens about this, and Brad said that was one of the most scariest moments he had as a coach, really coaching and in life. You see this kid, and Clark was basically saying the first 5 minutes he had no feeling. They took him off on the stretcher almost at a precautionary standpoint. They had to cut his shirt off, and ironically, Brad Stevens still has that shirt. So that was some shot he took, and thank goodness he's fine, and look at him now. He's going like he's never been hit in his life.
Clark said after 5 minutes he finally felt some tingling.
Yeah.
Stegall rimming no, and it's rebounded by O'Toole. Marquette down by 2. Wilson feeds it for Blue. The stop and go. Blue can finger roll.
That hesitation will free you up a lot. Oh, we may have a turnover there. Wilson stepping up off the leg of Clark. Clark wasn't ready for a defender to be right on his turnaround hip. But Blue is so good. That hesitation gets people to freeze, and he delivers and brings it to the rack as well as anybody on Marquette's team. And if he's shooting the ball, now watch this quick step in. Little double tip maybe, Clark leaving it out there.
And that's why Derek Wilson has been in there in the first half. His defensive abilities as an on-the-ball defender. Blue now has 8 points for Marquette. Butler has turned it over 4 times. And the Golden Eagles can take the lead here. Blue off the drive. Cadogan lines it up. Can't get it to drop from three-point territory. Offensive rebound, Gardner. He traveled.
Yeah, Dunham had the big fella down low with Gardner all over him. Gardner had great position on the offensive glass. No, that's not a dance for Buzz Williams. That's a little, he's saying the big guy got shoved out and rooted out below.
Tied at 21. We come up on 8 minutes to go in this first half. A spot in the Sweet 16 on the line here in Lexington. Jones way outside.
Yeah, he's pretty good going to the basket, so they got to find to get him in the set.
Woods gives it up. Dunham on a pump. The jumper doesn't go, but a foul called. It will be Mayo on the personal. third round action, the 2013 NCAA Basketball Championship. More March Madness as we continue on CBS.
2.5 seconds left. Valparaiso and Ole Miss are down to the wire. Is this the end for Bryce Drew and the Crusaders? Inbound to Jenkins, to Drew for the win. Oh, the phone! There is an astronaut on the court! You gotta be kidding me! What a moment! An astronaut! It just does not get any better than this! Heroes are made in March, but nothing beats an astronaut. Join now at AxeApollo.com for your chance to go to space.
So let's break down this play. Charles? Charles couldn't make it. His single miles card blacked him out here and here. He should have used the Capital One Venture card. He's coming to us from home. Hey, fellas.
Hey, baby. You want mama to iron your undies?
Nice, tidy whities. I didn't know Mrs. Barkley made quilts. Really? Looks like a circus tent. That's the best you got? Now, if you put this with this, you have a sailboat. What's in your wallet?
Spicy McChicken, revving up the dollar menu with a blend of savory spices. Get hold of crispy tender satisfaction or grab a familiar favorite, all for just $1 each. Hot and spicy. Can you handle more to love for less?
You'll probably never bat in the 9th inning of Game 7. Or have to make a shot with 20,000 fans screaming at you. Or choreograph an original touchdown dance. But you do have a sport, and every weekend is your chance to take the court. Lowe's, never stop improving. Lowe's is a proud partner of the NCAA.
And now Lowe's never improving. Rolly Massimino's 1985 Villanova Wildcats got better as the NCAA tournament went on, and in one of the greatest upsets in college basketball history, won the championship game against heavily favored Georgetown. Lowe's, never stop improving.
Game summary here at Rupp Arena. Butler and Marquette tied at 21. Butler shooting 5 of 10 from three-point territory. They have turned it over 4 times here in the first half. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarkle and these two teams. And they're going to get to know one another quite well over the next number of years. They're both joining the new look Big East.
Absolutely. They'll get to know one another much better, but kudos to you for picking Clark and Blue to speak about in our open before this game, because they're right on with their 8 points that they're scoring each and leading their teams.
Was that me in the production meeting?
I'm giving you credit for that.
All right, I'm going to take the credit. You don't give it up often. Dunham is off the mark at the free throw line. And Butler with a 1 edge. 16 fouls on each squad. Mayo, younger brother of O.J. Mayo of the Dallas Mavericks. Inside, Wilson had it rejected by Smith. We're down to 7:34 remaining in this first half. Butler leading Marquette by 1. They back off Clark. Butler now with 5 blocks. Dunham gives it up. Clark, screen set by Woods. Pick and pop. Woods. He'll take the jumper. Wilson with the board for Marquette.
That's that pick and pop that they're going to have to hit, especially if Clark is the trigger man. If they're going to double team him. Oh, Blue loses it, up for grabs.
And it's claimed by Jones. Up ahead for Dunham. Nearly lost his footing. Taking it at Mayo, the fend off, the turnaround, doesn't go. Rebound, Smith got it on his fingertips, but it's Blue the other way for Marquette. Good find, Mayo from the corner. Woods with the board.
Well, you start to break these two teams down pretty quickly, and right off the bat, they've shown us that they're fairly competitively matched. I don't know if there's a real advantage that either of these two teams have right now to be able to take advantage of the other.
Dunham, catch and shoot. Buries it, a 3.
I think their advantage, Butler's, may well be the fact that they go side to side, and they're very good at running Brad Stevens' sets in the half court.
And they are a better shooting team than Marquette. Butler is 6 of 11 from three-point territory, and Buzz Williams is going to make a complete line change. He's got 5 players at the scorer's table ready to go when we come back from this timeout.
Would you rather play basketball in a big fancy stadium or in a small driveway? Yes.
A big fancy stadium.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because you could fit more fans in there.
Oh, do you have a lot of fans?
Yes.
You believe in yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
No, I meant to raise my hand.
Oh.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better. And AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Ready for anything? Chevrolet Sonic. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Now get 50% off any Domino's pizza when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
Years ago, identical twins were separated at birth. Chris Paul was destined for a life of basketball. Cliff Paul was destined to become a State Farm agent. They shared one invaluable trait. They were both born to assist. Find an agent born to get you to a better state.
If you've got your crew in Miller Lite, you've got Miller time.
Grab me one. It's Miller time!
But what if one of your crew is Ken Jeong?
Zoink! What's with the pig? Wait.
No way! That's the pig! Did you teach him that?
Yeah, I did. Sorry I'm late. I came straight from work.
Man, this line's ridiculous. No joke.
Kid, I'm that guy from that thing! Give me one. Miller one. Man, hey, wait.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Did you know that colon cancer is just among women as men? If you're over 50, get tested. CBS Cares.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Chevrolet, John Deere, and by AT&T.
Well, Butler has a little bit of a lead here, and they run their sets very, very well. When you look at Dunham down below, watch where he ends up going over here for the screen. So you have a big exchange out top in front. Smith comes over, sets a staggered screen, moves a touch on it, but that frees up your shooter, Dunham, who has played some of his better games against quality opponents this year.
Jake Thomas in, along with Gardner, Wilson, Taylor, and Lockett.
And Butler showing a 2-3 zone right now, too.
Over on TNT, Gonzaga and Wichita State just about set to go. 1 versus 9 in that matchup. Travel called. Devontae Gardner. That is turnover number 5 for Marquette. Watch live games on your computer, iPhone, iPad, and select Android devices with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app. Tonight,
we see Butler use both sides of the floor in the last possession on offense. That's exactly what they did at the defensive end there with Woods coming across to help out from the weak side.
There's Smith on the perimeter, defended by Gardner. Clark comes to the ball. Clark the pump. And he takes a hit from Wilson, but he is going to the free throw line, and that's 3 free throw attempts for Rodney Clark.
He comes off a screen also, and now watch what he does. He ball fakes. Watch how high the ball comes up. Over his head, gets the defender to make and commit defensively. And once you're in the air, you want to make sure that you're not diving across into the defender in the air, but getting enough of a piece of him to make sure you get the call. Well done by Clark.
He ended his high school career as the all-time leading scorer in the state of Oklahoma. Attended Arkansas, waited 5 years to get to this point. Playing in the NCAA tournament. Had the transfer year, sat out and watched last year as Butler didn't make the field of 68. And now in his senior season, Clark is a part of it. One of the best deep threats in the country at 41% from three-point territory.
You know what I love about this kid, too?
What's
the
that?
ice bath story. After games, he takes ice bath whirlpools. I can't imagine what that feels like. But he says it's the greatest thing for his body in terms of being able to bounce the next day.
It's cold. I mean, I think you said you couldn't imagine. I believe it's freezing.
It's beyond cold.
28-21, Butler extending the lead with just over 5 minutes to go in his first half. 7-0 run. Clark is the high man with 11. From pick and pop, doesn't take the jumper. Roaming baseline. Jones missed it with the left hand, and the ball came off the rim, controlled by Taylor for Marquette.
Well, Jones had a better chance to do something stronger with the basketball just then. And he's smacking himself, his hands together. He knows exactly that.
Marquette shooting just 33% from the field.
And that's why you're seeing a matchup zone.
Crossover, Cadogan feeds to the corner. Taylor gets rid of it. I should say Thomas gets it back.
Yeah, gotta go buy somebody. This is a matchup zone. They keep pointing. There you go. Go buy somebody.
Lockett leans in and gets the deuce.
Especially on a matchup. And what that basically means, it has both man-to-man and zone tendencies. When a guy's in your area, you're playing man-to-man, but that doesn't mean you can't go by him if you do it quick enough also.
28-23. From lines it up. Three ball doesn't go. And rebound secured by Taylor.
Good luck. He's parked.
Tulane unable to finish with the offhand.
And I think he could have finished stronger also by turning to the bucket. Make something happen.
Clark. Yes, a three.
Boy, Cadogan right in his face also.
Rodney Clark is heating up.
4 for 7, 3 of 6 from 3 for 14. He gets him in a hurry.
Largest lead of the night for Butler. Under 4 minutes to play now in the first half here in Lexington. Cadogan using the Otule screen. Taylor from the outside. Rims out.
And Smith doing his job on the big fella. Otule not letting him get close to the glass at all.
Here's Clark. Feeling it. Rodney Clark. Putting up big numbers in the first half.
He's just giving Brad Stevens the stare over there like, I'm feeling it. And Brad Stevens, who doesn't show much emotions, is just looking right through him, but he knows what the storyline is.
16 for Clark. Lockett is fouled by Jones. It's a 12-2 run. Rodney Clark is locked in for Butler.
In basketball, is it better to be a fast player or a slow player?
Fast!
So what would your nickname be?
It would be Fasty, because you're really fast when you go.
What about you?
Nikki Flash.
Nikki Flash. Why Nikki?
Because it rhymes with Flash. Close.
Yeah, close.
It's not complicated. Faster is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest 4G LTE network for your iPhone 5.
This is the age of knowing what you're made of. Why let erectile dysfunction get in your way? Talk to your doctor about Viagra. Ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
Humans. Some of us are great athletes. Others, not so much. Which is why at Liberty Mutual Insurance, auto policies come with features like new car replacement and guaranteed repairs. See what else comes standard at libertymutual.com. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
Right now, these guys are at the eye doctor. These guys are picking their cousin from the airport. And these two are at home waiting for the cable guy. Say whatever you gotta say to get to Taco Bell for Happier Hour. Where every day from 2 to 5 p.m., you can recharge with $1 loaded grillers or any medium drink, each for just $1. Let's get the happier started earlier.
How dare you waste my money? This heat makes me feel sticky. No, I'm saving for a new dress that you will never fit into. Are you calling me fat?
Don't make yourself crazy over energy costs. Mitsubishi Electric gives you a more efficient way to cool and heat with no ductwork. Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heat. Live better. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com.
Marquette trailing Butler by 10 as we bring in the third member of our broadcast team here at Rupp Arena. It's Allie LaForce.
Guys, Butler is one of the few college programs that adopted the Moneyball concept of using statistics and in-depth statistics to make game-time decisions. They hired a guy named Drew Cannon who graduated from Duke with a degree in statistics. What he does is he puts together a massive report for Coach Stevens. Coach Stevens looks it over. They talk for a few minutes, and that's how they decide who's in the starting lineup. And you better believe he played a huge role in Barlow making the start on Thursday and tonight.
Yeah, it's a terrific story. Pete Thamel in Sports Illustrated wrote about it a couple of days ago, and I thought the best quote was from Drew's dad, who said that he thought Drew was just going to be living in his basement, but he actually got a job based on the fact that he loved numbers and combined it with his love of sports. And we know where the sport is headed, not just basketball, but sports across the board. The statistical analysis, the deep statistical analysis now that has entered the equation.
Right, in games, in practice, the way it leads up to everything, you know, at 3:30 on Thursday afternoon, I hit 6 free throws. I mean, it goes to so deep in terms of the stats, but having 4 children myself, I can understand his dad's feeling about get out of the basement. Get out.
At the top of the screen, Game Tracks. You see what's going on right now on TBS. Oregon has got the big lead on St. Louis. Over on TNT, Wichita State and Gonzaga just underway. Arizona has already posted the win over Harvard to advance to the Sweet 16.
Maybe a little more off the bounce in their half-court sets for Marquette.
Jump shot Wilson. 3-ball doesn't go. Smith corrals the rebound for Butler.
When you're down 8, I think you can get that shot just about any time you want it.
Here's Barlow now, half-court set. Barlow loses it, and a steal for Vander Blue. Blue fending off. Foul called, and it's Barlow. Coming up, AT&T at the half. We'll get you caught up on all the latest tournament news, highlights, and updates. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Barlow may have injured his hand on that defensive play. Second foul called on him. He heads to the Butler bench. Marquette is 9 out of 10 at the free throw line here tonight. Vander Blue shoots it at 73%. Now they are checking out Alex Barlow along the sideline for Butler. Get full coverage of the 2013 Division I Women's Basketball Tournament at ncaa.com/women's Final Four. Blue is now 6 out of 6 from the line. He's got 10 points to lead the way for Marquette. Butler's got a 6-point lead. Just over 2 minutes to play now in this first half.
Yeah, and Butler has Clark, who they're looking for.
Blue draws the assignment. Clark gets the roll. Rodney Clark is smoking hot.
He's got a basket of tricks, doesn't he? He can get the shot off in traffic. Good work there to cut that off by Dunham.
And we will get a tie-up. Possession arrow to Butler. Marquette turns it over. Butler with a chance to bring the lead to double figures.
You know, look at Clark. He's going to come through the middle of the floor. Look at him squeeze through. Then he recognizes from about 13 feet or so that there's nobody coming out to challenge him. A perfect time to throw that little bit of a floater.
Rodney Clark has 18 points since the 17:30 mark. Marquette as a team has 20. Marquette had no turnovers through the first 8 minutes of action. They've turned it over 8 times over the last 10 minutes. And now Butler with an 8-point lead with an opportunity to add to it here.
A little bit of a zone look right now for Marquette.
Smith outside. Down to a minute 35 to play, first half in Lexington.
Clark's not going to shoot it out there, but he will take a long-range shot if he comes off the screen against his own.
Clark against Wilson. Shot clock down to 10.
Here we go.
Give it up for Jones. Back out. Clark thought about it. They close in on him, so that frees up Jones. He doesn't get the roll. Tapped out by Smith. And now it's Wilson running for Marquette. Rocket drives. Missed it on the inside. Gardner spins. Rejected by Fromm. Knocked out to Mayo. We'll hit the 1-minute mark of this first half. By 8.
And Marquette has to finish with a good possession right here.
Wilson goes behind his back. The floater, no. Fromm couldn't grab it. Smith also got his hands on it. Gardner drops it off inside, but he gave it to a smaller guy. Jamil Wilson. And they can't buy one.
What is this?
Mayo, a 3 doesn't go. Fromm with the board. And a sequence that Marquette is not going to bottle. 3-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Butler leading Marquette 35-27. The Golden Eagles have missed on their last 7 shots from the field. They're down to 26% shooting.
It looks like Brad Stevens calling his set out. He has the confidence with his team right now to be under control.
7 to shoot. Jones looking for help.
They're in a little trouble now.
And now Stevens will use a timeout. Dunham could not break 3 on the wing. So Brad Stevens takes the timeout. 6.7 left.
I really should have followed the GPS.
I'll just ask this guy.
Excuse me, sir! Do you know where Christine?
The Infiniti G Sedan, because luxury should inspire confidence.
It's not from around here.
No matter what road you take. Right now, you can lease an Infiniti G Sedan for only $299 a month for 24 months. Infiniti, inspired performance.
Be the first to know the latest news on all your teams with Bleacher Report's Team Stream app. Stay one step ahead. Check out Team Stream on your iPhone, iPad, or Android device tonight. 4 seconds remain on the shot clock. 6.7 on the game clock. Butler with possession, leading 35-27, winding down in this first half.
If you want to get the guards involved, obviously, with the entry pass, as soon as it comes in, right back to a guy who can handle. There you go.
Jones releases. Off the back of the iron. Rebound, Taylor, and that's how this first half will end. Clark goes 6 of 9 from the field for 18 points. He scores more than half of Butler's points in the first half here at Rupp Arena. Butler in front, 35-27 over Marquette. The winner moves to the Sweet 16 in Washington, D.C. Allie LaForce standing by with Butler coach Brad Stevens.
Coach, Marquette started out shooting the ball really well. Then they started missing. I noticed the switch to the matchup zone. What's working defensively?
Well, one of the things, Marquette does 3 things outstanding on offense. Get to the foul line, offensive rebound, and shoot 2-point field goals. When they made a couple threes early, obviously, you know, that goes against our game plan a little bit. So we've got to make sure that we adjust appropriately, but not lose sight of what they do well.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, Allie, thanks very much. It is halftime here in Lexington. Butler in front of Marquette, 35-27. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. You're watching the Ncaa Men's Basketball Championship.
Molten cake sundae's so good. Yeah, I know. Why are we in the backseat of your car, Whisper?
Because if my wife finds out that I have dessert without her, she gets all mad. Don't eat dessert without me.
The new Double Delicious Molten Cake Sundaes. This is how you Sonic.
When you take shortcuts, it shows. We don't run like that. We build John Deere equipment the way we always have. The right way. Times change. Our principles don't. You don't just have our word on it. You've got our name on it. That's how we run. Nothing runs like a Deere. Discover the full line of John Deere riding lawn equipment at a dealer near you.
The madness is in full swing.
Think fast.
And the stats are in. Game on. Only CBS has the #1 show, the #1 news show, the #1 comedy, and the #1 news program.
Nice.
Thanks for making CBS America's most watched network.
Yes.
Don't miss Hawaii Five-0, Monday, only CBS.
Steinhoffel's one and only warehouse sale is here. Bring your truck, your trailer, your van, because this is the one you've been waiting for. Save up to 75% on quality leather, solid wood, recliners, and mattresses. Shop clearance and get an extra 10% off. Our stores are full and everything is priced at, near, and below cost. Hurry in because the best deals go early. And when they're gone, they're gone. It's the warehouse sale this week at Steinhoffel's.
Hey, Steve, I like run and gun, fast break ball. Yes, defense and fundamentals. What do you think the Fleet's game plan is? I say it's our big-time brands. True, but the key is our low prices. Fellas, it's the low prices on...
Right now, Cooper CS4 Touring passenger tires start at $89.99. Save 10% on Carlisle trailer tires and tire wheel assemblies. And this Teskey utility trailer is now $579.99.
Score big at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
AT&T at the Half is presented by AT&T. Rethink possible.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome back to our New York studios and AT&T at the half. After 20 minutes of play in Lexington, Butler leading Marquette 35-27. Greg Anthony, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley with me. By far the best game of the day to this point. Butler being led by Rodney Clark, who has been on fire. 18 in the half. He had 17 in the game when they beat Bucknell.
Well, but he's really picking up right where he left off when he hit the game winner. And he has been the difference. Obviously, it's been the Rodney Clark at 18 thus far. And the fact that they've made 7 threes and been lights out from 3. And the reality is Marquette, the lights just have been out because they haven't been able to make anything.
You know what's funny, Ernie? When I watch the Butler team play, I feel like I'm watching 5 coaches play on a basketball court. Like I feel like I'm watching 5 guys who, you know, a coach will say, after every shot goes, box, turn in box. They do it every time. They say, if you can't get the rebound, just tip it out. They do that every time. They say, you have to correct hand in your passing lane. They do that it's like 5 coaches watching it. They don't take unnecessary risk. Sometimes that helps you. I mean, hinders you, but in this case, it's always helping the Butler Bulldogs. This is 5 future basketball players on the floor right now.
Watching Marquette play, you're like, did I just see this earlier? Teams that work hard defensively, very methodical, can't shoot a lick. It's frustrating watching them play. I mean, Buzz is a great coach. They play extremely hard. But to say their offensive challenge is an understatement.
Yeah, 26% in the first half. They've got more turnovers, 8, than they do field goals, 7. What caught your eye in the first half?
Well, Marquette's a little bit more physical than is Butler, and Butler's a physical team. But the way you negate the physicality is you take it out of the paint, and you can do that in roll. And here you take a look at this play here. They're going to run a pick and roll, and Devontae Gardner here is going to have to help. And as they float that over, what you see here is they create a 2-on-1 on the weak side, and then you got to have your big make the right decision and also have the ability to stretch it. That's one way you can negate the physicality of Marquette. You get Devontae Gardner out in the perimeter having to deal with pick and rolls.
Something else we saw in that first half, once again, flagrant foul call that led to a lot of discussion on the sidelines between the coaches and the officials, and this was Alex Barlow who took the shot from Trent Lockett. They called that a flagrant one. Now, flagrant fouls have become a huge topic in this year's tournament. Officials blowing their whistles for any elbow contact above an opponent's shoulders, even if it's inadvertent. Everyone is in favor of player safety, but many question whether these fouls should be called strictly by the book.
It's not a foul. It's not a purposeful elbow. It's considered a flagrant by letter of the rule book.
What I've told my players this year is if you get a legit elbow to the head, then you need to tell me. Ron Baker says to me, he goes, Coach, I just took a massive elbow right to the mouth. So I said, check on it.
I think our guys were bothered by the flagrant foul call. Nothing was meant by it. It was obviously a guy driving, and even the officials told us that, but it's the rule.
Wallace taking himself. Oh, Wallace goes down hard. That is a flagrant one. Rebels with numbers, a 3-on-2, a foul to John Jones, and it will be a flagrant one on Cal.
Ooh, he got whacked. Going to be a flagrant one because it involves swinging the elbows.
To my knowledge, there's never been a concussion from an elbow in college basketball. To my knowledge, I've never seen it.
They're calling an elbow to the face. That's ultimately going to be a flagrant one.
I don't think either defender committed a foul before the McDermott player raised the elbow into the guy's chin and created an illegal contact.
Maybe it was a little too high with the ball. I mean, just probably a call you got to make in that situation.
I'm fairly sure that at the Rules Committee meeting this summer, we'll take a good hard look at that whole rule, all of the rules involving swinging the elbows, illegal contact above the shoulders.
That comment from John Adams, welcome, I'm sure, to many, that they will look at this and try to come to maybe another version of what's flagrant and what's not. I mean, when does it stop becoming just that's basketball? Like the play tonight, guys, I'm just looking at that and saying, you know what, if you're going to get in somebody's jockstrap, you might just get an elbow in the mug when he turns.
See, me and John disagree on this subject. And when he said they're looking, I hope they change it. It's a stupid rule. He's trying to tell us that you're not entitled to your space. Listen, I'm going to get the guy. Guy can't just crowd me like that. I'm going to make a basketball move. I'm not trying to him. That, to me, is a basketball move. Like, you come across the defense, and they need to change that rule. And the other one on the fast break, that's not a flagrant one. Just because some is in the rule book, John Adams and these other referees need to sit down. First of all, we don't need no stuffed shirts making these decisions. We need basketball coaches and basketball players making these decisions. Right now, we got too many stuffed shirts and people who've never touched a basketball making rules.
I think this is where me and Charles differ. I think that it should be a rule. I think the penalty just doesn't fit the rule. I don't think that you should get 2 shots in the ball for that type of foul. I think that it should be called a flagrant one. You do it again, you get twice, and then you get those penalties that occur. You should have the 2 opportunities. I just don't think the penalty is meeting it because there's 4 ways to get the ball from one side to the other. They're just eliminating one. There's hip to hip when you want to get the ball hip to hip. You swing through low like you're sweeping a broom, or you go over the top with the ball. The 4th one they are eliminating is coming through with your elbows first. So you're only eliminating one direction of getting the ball from one way to the other. When a guy, let me finish, is in a defensive mercy position. He's like this. You want me to hit me in the face? So I think the penalty is just not meeting the crime, but it should be a rule in the book.
Go ahead, Greg.
Listen, I think they're taking away, too, because they're also taking away the one above. In essence, players are going to have to adapt. And listen, I think sometimes in order to solve a problem, you have to go to an extreme. And that's what's happening with this rule. I think they're going to have to make the adjustment. But also, you have to teach it a little bit differently now. You were taught before to swing through up high. Now you're going to have to bring it through hip to hip. That's, in essence, what they're trying to bring into the game. Because, listen, even though that was a play where it wasn't as malicious, when a guy swings that elbow with a little bit of force, and if he catches you clean there, that can create a serious problem. But I think so you can't blame the officials, because basically they're just carrying out the orders that have been mandated by the league.
To me, sometimes, though, we know it when we see it. When you see an elbow thrown deliberately, you say, oh, you got to call that.
No, but it's not deliberate. That's the thing.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. The play tonight was almost like, hey, no call. It happens. Play on.
But I can't, a defensive player is not allowed to create space with his elbows.
Well,
he's not. He's not allowed to do it. So neither should the offensive player.
You know,
he's not allowed to.
Listen, you shouldn't be able to get in an offensive player's space like that.
But if you're in a mercy position.
Well, that's why you knock the hell out of him and say mercy.
Well,
there you go.
Okay, there it is.
Which happens here during commercial breaks all the time. Thanks for watching AT&T at the half. We'll get you back out for the second half. Butler and Marquette right after this. Go ahead, knock it. Go ahead, hit it.
Why don't you get in my space?
Go ahead, get in his space.
I rest my case, Your Honor. I rest my case.
All right, Counselor.
AT&T at the half is presented by AT&T. Rethink possible.
Sweet!
There's no way they're not going to win this year.
Yeah, and their point guards are freshmen. It's not going to... Well, incoming.
It's not your fault you're working on brackets instead of working on work. Someone needs to put an end to Sharon's reign of terror. Plus, picking sides has always been a national tradition.
I picked America.
See, you're not slacking. You're just being patriotic. So pick those picks and enjoy everything. Coke Zero.
The freshman point guard's a disaster.
To make it great for the whole crew, Pizza Hut put all your favorites in one epic box. The Big Dinner Box is loaded with 2 medium pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and your choice of pasta, stuffed pizza rollers, or wings for just $19.99. Now that's how you make it great.
At Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we hire more new college graduates every year than any other company.
And many of us played college sports too.
Now we're all on the same team. Yours.
Let us show you what that means.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up. Think of the Ncaa as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview. Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Want to get closer to the NCAA tournament action? Only NCAA Courtside, brought to you by AT&T, gives you exclusive photos in real time you can't see anywhere else. All you have to do is follow @MarchMadness on Twitter. Brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Louisville waiting on the winner, and St. Louis trailing Oregon. The Ducks leading 74-57 as they try to get to the Sweet 16. Meantime, #1 Gonzaga trailing Wichita State 23-12. That game right now on TNT. And momentarily, we will send you back to Lexington, Kentucky here on CBS, where Butler leads Marquette by 8 at the break.
Our landing time got moved back another hour.
Hunger creeping up on you? Stash a Ritz Crackerfuls made with real cheese and whole grain. Don't get caught hungry. Ritz Crackerfuls.
Any moment not riding it is a moment you wish you were. Can-Am Spyder. With exclusive Y-frame design and vehicle stability system, you've never felt so connected to the road. Discover riding reinvented at KNAM.BRP.com.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
The Chevrolet Cruze Eco has active aero grille shutters to improve aerodynamics, so it can offer an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon, the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. That's American ingenuity to find new roads.
Hot dog? I'm buying. I'll use my Capital One Venture card with double miles you can actually use to fly any airline, anytime. What are you doing?
I'm saving one for later. My body keeps it warm. I like a little hot dog steamer in there. Go ahead and touch my chest.
What's in your wallet? You got any mustard in there?
Basketball isn't just my favorite sport. It's my passion. And I want to take my game
to the next level. That's what it's about. The better I am as a coach, the better they are on and off the court.
And as players, they deserve a chance to learn as much as possible from the game. As a parent, that's what's important to me.
If basketball is your game, elevate it at USAB.com.
Job lost. Pride.
You could help me fix up my apartment.
Gone.
I accidentally swallowed.
A new 2 broke girls. Then spring break turns to spring baked.
What do you want me to do? Not leave me in the sun for 8 hours!
All new 2 broke girls, followed by Mike and Molly. Monday night, 8 Central.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, description, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
Butler leading Marquette 35-27. Bulldogs trying to get back to the Sweet 16 after a one-year absence. Marquette trying to get there for the third straight year. Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station. The second half is coming up.
Dad, you're not getting my bites.
KFC Bites. Freshly hand-breaded big bites of 100% breast meat. Now with our famous hot gravy. Try a 6-bite combo for just $3.99. Today tastes so good.
Every car we build must make adrenaline pump and pulses quicken. To help you not just to stay alive, but feel alive. The C-Class is no exception. It's a Mercedes-Benz through and through. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Hey, college basketball fans, it's me, NC Double Dave.
Catch the madness Monday on The Late Show.
Don't miss it.
TV's #1 show, NCIS, Tuesday, only CBS.
Save big during the Menards March Madness sale. Add beauty with a new Hunter ceiling fan. The stylish Dominion in 2 finishes is $74. The Allendale comes in 3 finishes with pull chain dimmable lights, $79. Update your bathroom with a new bath fan from Hunter. The Belmead for rooms up to 75 square feet is $69. This Halcyon with light in a chrome finish is great for rooms up to 85 square feet, $89.
Save big money at Menards.
Ooh, someone left their McDonald's.
I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
It's Donald's.
McDonald's, yeah.
No, it's Donald's.
I know. McDonald's.
It's Donald's McDonald's.
Donald's McDonald's?
Yeah, Donald's McDonald's.
Donald Driver gave us 14 great seasons, so when you buy 1 fillet of fish, we're giving you a large fries for 50 cents.
Told you it was Donald's McDonald's.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by John Hancock, Powerade, E-Trade, and by Miller Lite.
Getting set for second half action. East Region 35-27. Butler leading Marquette. Welcome back, everybody, here at Rough Iron Eagle along with Jim Spinarkle. Rodney Clark goes for 18. That is more than double Butler's offensive production. Marquette's actually fortunate to be in this game after shooting 26%.
Yeah, and they're not shooting the ball from long range real well. 2 of 7 from the three-point stripe. So Marquette has to make some adjustments, especially against that matchup, to try to get this ball going towards the basket, get some easier buckets, and get their bigs involved.
Let's see how the numbers stack up here. Halftime stats presented by Coke Zero. Butler 11 of 29. That's 38%. They turned the ball over 5 times in that first half. Allie LaForce moments ago with Buzz Williams, Marquette.
Coach, Rodney Clark got hot for Butler. 18 first half points. How do you contain him?
We got to figure it out. The rest of their team scored 5 baskets and he scored 6. He scored over 50% of their points. You got to limit his touches. You got to play him before the catch. Got to contest every shot. Every ball screen he uses, we've got to get the ball out of his hands.
There's one thing you do well, it's play from behind. Good luck in the second half.
We're used to it.
Oh, Allie and Buzz, he's right. They are used to it. They play a bunch of close games. They're 12-6 this season in games decided by 8 points or fewer. Right now, Marquette is down by 8 as we start the second half here at Rupp Arena. Vander Blue swings it on the outside. Anderson backdoor. Cadogan Anderson, the timing was perfect, almost too perfect that Cadogan wasn't looking up.
Yeah, and here's a team playing from behind, picking up a little bit, and if they had a statistician like Drew Cannon, they would figure out that most of Clark's men coming from the right side of the floor.
Smith is fouled inside by Blue.
Well, Clark, when you take a look at him, going to his left, but he loves the right side of the floor. That's where he's had the most success. So I'm thinking that they're going to make some adjustments and try to push him as much as possible to his left. Now, he can shoot it going to his left, but not as successful as a guy who's a right-handed player going to his right.
And shot chart for Rodney Clark, and the success has been to the right, as you pointed out, Jimmy.
Yep. And you know what? You look at the numbers and you figure it out and take your chances on pushing them left.
1 out of 2 for Smith. 36-29. Butler, the 6th seed in the East, leading the 3 seed Marquette.
There you go. Put it on the floor. Make things happen that way.
Kick out. Anderson doesn't take it. Blue cuts the ball. Blocked by Barlow. Marquette able to save. Blue, catch and shoot. Look at a 3.
Door was open and they really walked through it just then in terms of starting this half. Well, Allie just spoke to Buzz Williams, and he said, yeah, we're used to playing from behind. It's what we do, and maybe he's right on the money.
This Butler team, 27-8 this season.
And this is a poised Butler team, too, so it'll always be interesting to see how they react.
That push shot. Jones couldn't get it, but the follow goes down as Kyle Marshall was able to hit the offensive boards. 38-32. Lockett swings it. Anderson doesn't take it initially. Kick out. Cadogan lines it up. Short on a 3. 50-50 ball goes to Butler. Long range. Rodney Clark. Triple.
Well, that's a delayed break also. Running the floor, following up the play. And once again, boy, does he ever let it rip from that right side very successfully.
Just like that, Butler has its largest lead. Lockett got caught on the baseline. Blue, fend off, over Barlow, and it goes.
Well, one of the things that Marquette is doing at the defensive end, Ian, is really picking up a little bit more, trying to get more aggressive with the intent at the defensive end. Offensively, we've already seen them, even though Blue shot an outside shot, more of an intention to go towards the basket.
And he's keeping them in at 15. Rodney Clark is off the mark.
Finds a way to slip through screens, doesn't he?
Cadogan works his way through traffic, now spread the floor. And Blue is fouled by Barlow. We've got our first Sweet 16 matchup in the 2013 NCAA Basketball Championship. It is Louisville, the #1 overall seed in the tournament, and they will match up with Oregon, the 12 seed in the Midwest. That'll be in Indianapolis next week. Barlow called on his 3rd foul. So Barlow 6 for Butler. Dunham is in. Just about 3 minutes elapsed in this second half. The back in by Gardner. Repost. Gardner inside. Finish it. Left it. Busting through for the follow.
Sometimes your best post is your repost. Oh, here's a tough pass.
And a 30-second timeout called by Brad Stevens. The lead is 5 for the Bulldogs.
Well, you get this post-up action, and then you have the follow-up. Marquette is squeezing it towards the middle of the floor.
In celebration of the movie The Internship, Miller Lite has created the Miller Time Internship. But this isn't some lousy desk job. For 2 weeks, 4 friends will hit the road to take on the best Miller Lite has to offer. From taste testers at the brewery, to pit crew, to red carpet entourage at the movie premiere in L.A.
You got us a job. Oh, it's an interview for an internship. This is how people do it now, Nikki. They have their interviews on the internet. What?
Does your crew have what it takes? The Miller Time Internship. The best job you'll never get paid for. The Internship in theaters June 7th.
What? Investors could lose tens of thousands of dollars in hidden fees on their 401ks? Go to E-Trade and roll over your old 401ks to a new E-Trade retirement account. None of them charge annual fees, and all of them offer low-cost investments. E-Trade, less for us, more for you.
The hot and spicy McChicken. Revving up the dollar menu with a blend of savory spices. Get hold of crispy tender satisfaction or grab a familiar favorite, all for just $1 each. Hot and spicy. Can you handle more to love for less?
So do you guys think being fast is better than being slow?
Yes! It's better to be fast, to not be bitten by a werewolf, and then you'll be turned into one, and you'll have to stay in, and then you'll have to get shit because you'll be too hot, and then you're like, which means I wish I was back to a human.
What?
It's not complicated. Faster is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest 4G LTE network for your iPhone 5.
The age of the oversized luxury car is about to give way to a smarter, more nimble breed. Introducing the all-new Buick Encore. With evolved features like flexible seating for 5 and IntelliLink. Clearly, the next big thing in luxury is
Avery Jukes and his Butler teammates made a historic run through the 2010 Ncaa tournament, but it was a 2008 mission trip to Uganda that was his most memorable moment from college. He was inspired to improve the quality of life for the children he met, and he started the Jukes Foundation for Kids with the primary goal of raising funds to provide financial aid for children in the United States and Uganda. To see the rest of Avery's story and the entire Buick human, go to ncaa.com/Buick.
Greg Gumbel in New York with a tournament update. Over on TNT in Salt Lake City, the Shockers of Wichita State doing just that to top seed Gonzaga. Jake White for 3. Wichita State leads at 29-22. The Shockers 6 of 11 from 3. Ian and Jim, back to you.
And Greg, nobody is safe. 2013 NCAA championship. Gonzaga, #1 seed. Some people questioned it based on the fact their competition just didn't measure up against the other #1 seeds in this tournament. Well, you go out there and prove it.
Now, everybody has to prove it, and I kind of agree, but it was hard not to give them a #1 seed based on what they had accomplished.
Wow, denied by Lockett, and Marquette almost came away with a loose ball. 9 to shoot. Jones on a kick out for Dunham. Step back over Blue. Doesn't go. Rebounded weak side. Cadogan knocked to the floor, and it's going to work against Marquette. Anderson. Tuesday on CBS, a Navy admiral battles his own son on a powerful new NCIS. Los Angeles, Tuesday, 8 Central. 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, only CBS. Second foul on Anderson. Wilson and Wilson, no relation, will check back in, and Otule will man the middle for Marquette. Second team foul against the Eagles. Early stages of this second half. Jones. Wow, he took a long time, and he gives it away. Vander Blue to the rim, left hand. Vander Blue, just tremendous when he shifts gears and switches hands, going to the basket.
And on that inbounds play, the front line for Marquette sealed the middle of the court perfectly just then, forcing the lob to half court.
Smith lines it up. He cans a triple. 44-38. Blue trying to turn the corner.
Yeah, they're trying to push it a little bit more.
Lockett gets knocked down from behind.
So when you take a look at this right in front here. They got the wall, so you can't cut to the basket, and that forces the lob over the top. And Blue's just playing safety right there, and off. Nice cross, as you just mentioned, quick on the open floor. And then on the other side, Smith is a big guy. Which big guy is going to come out and guard him? Well, nobody's really going to find him quick enough.
Butler is now 9 of 16 from three-point range.
And Marquette's still down 6, Ian, but when you think about it right now, you feel a little bit of a shift and a confidence in a team that, as Buzz Williams said at the half, we're used to playing from behind, and they try to make something happen quickly in the first 5-6 minutes.
Second foul on Jones, and another foul called. It'll be Dunham.
Yeah, I think holding on.
First foul on him, 44-38. Butler.
3 team fouls early.
Timeout call. Cadogan couldn't get it in. 16:02 mark, second half. Things tightening up in Lexington.
Z10 with BlackBerry Hub and Flick Typing. Built to keep you moving. See it in action at blackberry.com/Z10.
Follow tournament stats and news live on the CBS Sports app. Get it free by texting SCORE to 42777 or by visiting cbssports.com/mobile from your phone or tablet. 16:02 mark, second half. They get it in. Cadogan. It goes, and a foul. Cadogan is going to the free throw line. Off the inbound. Marquette delivers.
That's one of the most difficult ways to enter the basketball, but watch what he does. When he comes around the corner, he's got Smith right with him, 6'11", and he stops on a dime and comes back towards Smith, so he gets Smith going one way. Not the easiest inbounds pass right there either. Well done by Marquette.
Marquette is 11 of 12 from the free throw line. Foul called on Smith, his first. Cadogan shoots it at 72%, and the senior sticks it.
And they continue to stay up, and they're going to try to stick the ball handle at Clark as much as they can. Tire them out just a little bit. You don't want to pick your dribble up there.
Gets it ahead. And now Woods will back it out. Defended by Wilson out front. Defense is tightening up. Woods drops it off. Smith, the uncontested lay-in, as Marquette forgot about Smith underneath.
Yeah, I thought Woods was going nowhere in a hurry with 3 Marquette players within striking distance. You got to give it to you big down here. Good work.
They go outside in. Gardner will back it out. Blue fires up the three.
Wait a minute.
It goes down for Vander Blue.
Boy, that thing had eyes when it hit the rim, didn't it? Straight up and straight down.
Vander Blue has put up 20 points, and he has cut the Butler lead to 2. Clark fires and connects for 3.
Blue just shakes his head.
Butler up by 5. Cadogan slips down. Tie up, and a possession arrow goes the other way. Vander Blue dialing it up from long distance.
What's Smith?
And then Rodney Clark with the answer from downtown.
We felt better holding on to our money.
But waiting?
We shouldn't wait anymore.
So here we are.
I mean, need to invest again.
We just need to find the right thing to do.
Start with an all-new award-winning car. Find the most hardcore driver in America. Put him in it.
What's this?
Tell him he's about to find out.
You're about to find out.
Test it. I like the European chassis. 6-speed manual, dual exhaust. Have him floor it, spin it, drift it, put it through its paces. Is he happy?
Oh yeah, he's happy.
And that's how you test your car for fun. Easy. Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on Dodge Dart SXT for $149 a month or $750 cash allowance.
This is my business.
I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store. I had this printed there.
Packing, posters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes!
Careful now.
Start promoting your business with the Small Business Toolkit from the UPS store.
It's delicious!
Another angry, satisfied customer.
You don't need toppings!
And that is why we're fixing this.
Here! Stop topping Triscuit!
100% whole grain, woven for an untoppable taste.
To make it great for the whole crew, Pizza Hut put all your favorites in one epic box. The Big Dinner Box is loaded with 2 medium pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and your choice of pasta, stuffed pizza rollers, or wings for just $19.99. Now that's how you make it great.
Last week, a team of highly coordinated drivers took down a military convoy. I need your help, Dom. Full pardons all the way around. Take it or leave it.
Breathe with me. This is not what we do.
Guys, they got a tank.
Breathe with me.
We graduated to a whole new level.
You believe in ghosts?
Look at our tournament summary. Arizona and Oregon advance. Last year, no Pac-12 teams made the Sweet 16. Our staff has researched this. Living on a Prayer, Bad Romance has been played 312 times by 68 different bands so far in the tournament. And that number is going to go up. And Allie LaForce has picked up 4,000 new Twitter followers. That's a huge breaking story. Yeah, raise the roof, Allie. Absolutely. No? Don't raise the roof? Okay. More Twitter followers, I'm sure, still to come for Allie.
Congratulations, Allie.
Oh, yeah. Butler gets it in off the timeout. Looked like Clark may have injured his right wrist on the previous play before the break in the action. Training staff checked on him, and he's okay. Clark has 24. Blue has 20 to lead Marquette. It's a 5-point game with the Bulldogs in front, the number 6 seed. Backdoor. Smith couldn't catch it, and Jamil Wilson comes out of the pack with it.
Good hands by Blue. Pretty good set to start things off with the motion.
Wilson off the spin. Wilson got his man in the air, and it's Woods who committed.
Okay, we'll take a look. Here's Clark going after the basketball, and
just out of sorts there, just before he went to the Butler bench.
They're grabbing the chest, grabbing the hand.
Second foul on Woods, 15 foul. It sends Jamil Wilson to the free throw line. He was a big part of that comeback the other day as Marquette came from behind to beat Davidson 59-58. How far will two broke girls go to make their dreams come true? An all-new episode Monday at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. 74% shooter, transfer from Oregon. And the versatility to play that 3 spot, that 4 spot, good length at 6'7", 225, and he's got 7 points.
And they keep the pressure on, too, which I think makes sense. They have the depth to do it. They're pushing up. They're just trying to force the action a little bit more, not let Butler get comfortable in their sets.
Jones makes his move. He was cut off there. Marquette's defense has definitely amped up in this second half.
With only 2 team fouls to this point. Butler, on the other hand, has 5, so that's an advantage for Marquette.
Smith sets the screen. The step in. Vander Blue with a steal. And Blue is fouled by Clark.
That's that aggressive approach. Starting in the back court. Little bounce pass. Number 1 rule. Don't bounce past the basketball across that court. Especially when you know guys are aggressively coming at you. Now, the offensive end of the floor, Butler will have some chances to go backdoor in their sets, but they have to be sharper with their passes in their sets.
Second on Clark, 16 foul. Blue has not missed from the line. He is now 7 of 7, and he's not even touching the rim.
No, he's dialed in there, and Clark has his 24 points, and for Buzz Williams, Blue is going to match him pretty soon.
Blue was a major recruit out of Madison, Wisconsin, had an oral commitment to the University of Wisconsin, then changed his mind and ended up with Buzz Williams at Marquette. Knocks down a pair. Marquette has cut the lead to 1. Eric Throm will come back in, and Andrew Smith is going to get a rest.
And I know it was 4 months ago, Ian, but you touched on that Butler-Marquette matchup. Blue had 21. Just a reminder that sometimes even 4 months later, matchups still work in your benefit.
It was a 72-71 win for Butler, but a wild ending with Clark hitting a 3 at the buzzer in Maui.
Clark went for 20 in that game, too.
Leaning in, Jones banks it in. He comes at you from so many different angles.
And so does the shot. That's the important part, to get his shot off. He almost got that shot from his right shoulder.
Gardner coughs it up.
Gardner looked at the official to look for a call, and the ball was behind him. He could have snatched it back.
Gonzaga down by 5 at halftime over on TNT against Wichita State. Clark redirects, loses the ball, goes down hard.
Here we go.
Blue gets it ahead. Gardner, the big fella,
the sweet feet took over for him.
51-50, Butler. 7 minutes gone by, second half. And a foul outside as Fromm got knocked down. It'll be Wilson picking it up. That's Derek Wilson, the sophomore.
Watch the height of this pass. He waits for it, and then watch the step. Hey, that's well done right there for a guy his size. 6'8", 290 pounds, soft on his feet, though.
Showing off the agility, going to the hoop.
Showing off.
Jogging to the Marquette sideline.
And you got to get it in.
And Jones can't. Timeout taken. 13 minutes to play here at Rupp Arena. Winner goes to the Sweet 16.
Let's go.
Flat folding seats plus smart slide entry. The engineering of one detail means you won't always need the other. That's professional grade. Introducing the new GMC Acadia. Now lease the 2013 GMC Acadia SLE for around $299 per month.
Right now, let's take a look at the Infinity Coaches Spotlight. It's Buzz Williams now in his 5th year as the head man. 20+ games in each season at Marquette, 5 straight tournament appearances. He said that he thinks his best talent as a head coach is that he has a pulse for his players. They trust him. They react off of his energy.
Yeah, and let's face it, he's gotten these guys playing, and they're playing much better. They're coming into the season. They were preseason number 7 in the Big East.
They ended up sharing the regular season title with Louisville and Georgetown. Fromm lines it up. He buries the 3.
Yeah, as mentioned in the first half, he shoots more 3s than 2s, and they understand that. Great call by Brad Stevens and company to execute.
Wilson against Jones. Wilson coughs it up. Turnover Marquette. 54-50. Butler leads it. Jones handles it out front.
On the pop.
Fromm ball fake. Trip. No call.
No call is right.
And it's saved by Anderson. Blue now with a head of steam. Met by Barlow, who's back in there for Butler. Anderson the ball fake. Anderson the flip. Off the iron, it doesn't go. Wilson able to get his hands on it with Jones. A tie-up. Marquette will have the ball.
I think that's one of the things, when Anderson's on the floor, Brad Stevens not liking the call, but he can shoot that coming through the lane. There's Fromm outside with that look. And let's see if he can. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a leg inadvertent, accidental, but it's still a trip. And then tie-up. Good call from the officials there to finish that play off.
Vander Blue, the trigger man.
Oh, it took a long time to get it in, both teams.
Wilson against Dunham. Gardner asking for it. From the help. Drops it inside. And Lockett gets the bucket.
That's a set play for them, too, Ian. And when Gardner gets it, we just talked, quote-unquote, showing off with his footwork. How about his passing just then? Little post-up. Nice little spacing on the play.
Marquette shot 34% in the win over Davidson. They've gotten their percentage to 40% now in this second half. We'll get a timeout. Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
I know what you think you're looking at. Someone who's too small.
Too slow.
Not in the right sport.
Not in the right body?
That's cool. Because overlooking me now?
It's going to make it that much sweeter when we're properly introduced.
Powerade. Power through.
Hey, so I just switched my car insurance to State Farm. Saved like $480.
That's a lot of money.
I know, right?
Wait, you have a car?
Yeah, an SUV.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm. My sweet potato tots are so much fun, you can kind of play with them. I could never do that when I was a kid. My mom wouldn't let me. Call her. Hello, Mom? Absolutely. I have to go home. I'm grounded.
Get poppin' with spicy jumbo popcorn chicken and sweet potato tots. This is how you Sonic. There's nobody else coming to the rescue. There was just us.
2 minutes.
This is pure risk.
Zero Dark 30, now on Blu-ray Combo Pack. All the sports you love, 24 hours a day. The 24-hour home of CBS Sports. CBS Sports Network. Go scorpion hunting. A new Amazing Race CBS Sunday.
Only Mazda is obsessed with the future of driving that it's revolutionizing everything. Skyactiv technology makes the Mazda CX-5 the most fuel-efficient SUV, including hybrids. And now, the 2014 CX-5 offers more power with an available 2.5-liter Skyactiv G engine. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now, lease the EPA estimated 32 mpg Highway CX-5 Sport for $219 a month for 36 months.
All right, so we're coming up to David's house, and Brandon is here under the pretense that he's doing some sort of interview for a documentary. He has no idea what's coming. You ready? Hopefully we can get him comfortable talking about some of the stuff he went through. I feel like he's got a great story.
I love that guy.
Hey.
Marquette battling back. Our game summary, 2-point lead for Butler. Marquette shooting 69% in the second half, now 4 of 10 from three-point territory. Welcome back, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spanarkel. Final game here in Lexington. What's changed for Marquette to get back into it?
I think it goes to Buzz Williams' halftime comments to Allie, the fact that we're used to playing from behind. He up-tempoed defensively. He picked up full court. I don't think this team gets rattled in the second half, and they play hard, so it's a great combination. And we'll see how they react now that they've slid back into a 2-3 zone right now, change it up, and that makes a whole lot of sense to have Butler take a look and see how they're going to execute. Now it's back to a man-to-man, it looks like.
Minutes away from the start of Syracuse and Cal over on TBS from San Jose. The scoop goes. Roosevelt Jones on a drive to the rim.
And he's not going to shoot the ball from the outside, so why are you going to go out and guard him that closely?
Wilson on a spin, got caught in the air. Now it's Kadugan. Swings it over. Wilson against Fromm. Little bump. Wilson. That's a tough delivery on the interior.
And to continue with the other phase of what they're doing differently, they have really put the ball on the floor and tried to slice their way into the 5 to 6 range. There's more of an intent by Marquette. And obviously, for a team that struggles from the outside, good adjustment.
Now up to 71% in the second half. Dunham. 3-ball doesn't go. Popped up in the air. Lockett trying to save it. Great effort. Out of bounds along the baseline.
See, when you have an opportunity to break people down, look at Wilson. He is just very, very good at taking it to the basket. Jones for Butler. And then Wilson down his end using his length and size. So both of those guys really doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And the extra effort. We're going to see a little extra effort coming down the stretch here in this one.
Kadugan and Gardner sit. Otule checks in along with Derek Wilson for Marquette. Jones again having a tough time getting it in. And the denial by Lockett. Moving ahead for Blue. In attack mode, Blue doesn't get the roll. And it's rebounded by the freshman Dunham.
Yeah, he started that leap a little bit too far and then had to kind of cup it and try to underhand layup. One more step and he could have easily laid that in on the 2-on-1 break.
Interesting matchup outside. Clark with Wilson. Keep it on the perimeter for Dunham.
Wilson's long out there.
Dunham the drive. The dish inside and a blocking foul called.
They'll take a look just a little too soon, and then all of a sudden you have to go up, and it's hard to get that ball to spin back in. It's more of a spin shot. One little extra step, and he lays the ball right in.
Third foul on Derek Wilson.
And Blue with 22, 6 of 10 from the floor. As you mentioned, 8 of 8 from the line. Superb night so far with 10 and change to go.
5 team fouls against this time. Jones elects to throw it to the backcourt, 70 feet away.
When in doubt, hoist it three-quarter court.
High screen, Smith. Clark uses it. The pick and pop. Smith will take the 3. Way off.
And look at how fast they're getting out of the pack.
Blue tried the blast to the rim, but he was cut off. We hit the halfway point. Second half in a 2-point game. Butler in front. Blue looking for a clear out.
Yeah, they're looking to get to the middle of the floor.
Against Jones. Step back. Blue rims out. Rebound. Bodies flying. And last touch by Butler.
It seems like every time there's a whistle, Marquette is substituting.
Celebrate 75 years of March Madness by voting for your all-time players, teams, and moments of the NCAA tournament. Vote now at ncaa.com/March Madness. Winner here will advance to Washington, D.C. to play the winner of the Illinois-Miami game in Austin. That'll be tomorrow night on TNT. Vander Blue will get it in. Wilson, catch and shoot. Comes off the rim.
And Gardner trying to roll off Smith's back just then to get offensive glass positioning. Smith doing another good job off the glass.
Woods working around the perimeter now for Clark. Tight defense there by Cadogan. Clark had the big first half. He's been fairly quiet.
Yeah, you got to step off right there in Jones. He's not going to shoot that basketball from out there. So why pressure him so much?
Clark puts it on the floor. Step back. The delivery. Rimming. No. Smith is there. And he gets it to go with the left hand.
Yeah, a little quicker. Smith using his body at the other end of the floor against Gardner and then using his footwork and speed to go around Gardner for the backup.
Buzz Williams calls out a play with his team down by 4. Lockett. The curl. Double comes. Out for Blue. Under 9 minutes to play now in Lexington.
Nice matchup against Jones.
At a travel. Vander Blue. And here come the changes for Buzz Williams.
They sure are. Now watch Smith with a little roll of his own. Uses his footwork to get back to the basket to finish it off. Yep, no block out. And if you're not blocked out, Smith very cagey around the offensive glass.
12 turnovers now for Marquette. Butler has 10. Otule is back in along with Anderson and Wilson. Jones handling it with Dunham, Woods, Smith, and Clark, the 5 on the floor for Butler. Clark makes his move. The runner. And he couldn't come up with a rebound amongst the trees with Anderson and Lockett taking the ball away.
Yeah. Traffic, too, with his shot. He can get it off, but that one's tougher.
Anderson puts it on the deck. Denied. It's the length of Cameron Woods. Coming up Monday on CBS, a jaw-dropping tribute to Bollywood on a new Rules of Engagement. That's Monday, 8:30, 7:30 Central. CBS.
Another whistle, 2 more substitutions for you, partner.
All right.
57.
Wilson hits along with Lockett, and Cadogan returns along with Jamil Wilson. Wilson, the drive, hangs, deflected, up high. Out of bounds. Butler couldn't save it. Buzz Williams was looking for a call underneath the rim.
Yeah, Woods comes in. Watch Dunham, 24, right underneath. He's going to catch one right in the back of the head. See him there holding him, and the ball hits him, too. Everything's going against him. He came out of the pack, rubbing the back of his head, though.
9 blocks for Butler. Marquette maintains possession as we count down to 8 minutes remaining. Second half. Butler 58, Marquette 54. Cadogan to the rim. Junior Cadogan creating.
Nice high screen. Good call by Buzz Williams. And Cadogan reading that screen perfectly. Allows them to pick up full court again. They're not looking for a turnover here, but what they are looking for is just to force the action. Pick up Butler's pace a little bit.
The Butler lead is 2. Jones out front.
They'll obviously take the turnover if it comes, but not the intent.
Dunham looking to feed the post. Smith couldn't break it free. Dunham loses the ball. Slapped out of there by Otule. And a break opportunity. Blue lays it in. Great feed. Up the floor. And Vander Blue has tied this game at 58.
We've seen some beautiful passing in the tournament so far, but I'm going to put that one right in the top 5. That was threaded perfectly.
Jones used the screen set by Woods. Another steal. Blue streaks in for the two-handed flush. Marquette's got its first lead since 17-16. And the Golden Eagles are soaring at Rupp. Timeout.
At his current pace, Bob will retire when he's 153. which would be fine if Bob were a vampire. But he's not. He's an architect with 2 kids and a mortgage. Luckily, he found someone who gave him a fresh perspective on his portfolio. And with some planning and effort, hopefully Bob can retire at a more appropriate age. It's not rocket science, it's just common sense. From TD Ameritrade.
Marquette has put together about 13 minutes of solid defensive effort. They are closing, they are squeezing, they're helping one another out, and it's turning into transition buckets for them, getting down the floor in a hurry. And Blue really doing his job, stepping into the passing lane, pushing the action. Butler's a team that doesn't really get rattled too much because they are just like their coach, Brad Stevens. So he has a great calming effect on this team in terms of getting them back on page. And what he does a lot in his timeouts, he'll bring his team over. He'll explain to them that you did something wrong. He'll tell you how to correct what you've done wrong, and then he gets you back on the floor and says, now go play and worry about the next play.
Well, right now, a stoppage here with Mike Stewart dealing with some business at the scorer's table. Keep this in mind. Butler has 1 timeout remaining at the 7:05 mark of this second half. Buzz Williams is trying to make his case. I think the substitutions were the question. As we know, Buzz Williams will just make changes in waves.
And the official, it's not so much that he has to be there in time, but he has to be, the official has to recognize it, and also before he hands the ball over.
He's got to check in.
Yeah, well, but there's been so many of them. You don't know who's coming and going in this game for Marquette.
Vanderblue gets a breather. He's got 26 points to lead all scorers.
Great evening to this point.
60-58, Marquette in front. Slapped out of bounds. Unfortunate because Clark fell down on the play. 6:51 left at Rupp Arena. Marquette up by 2.
There are people who find their own path, chart their own course, who never stop moving forward and never, ever back down. Entrepreneurs and journeymen, mavericks and pioneers who believe the American dream doesn't just happen. It's something you have to work for. We're for those kinds of people because we're that kind of airline. We're never finished, never satisfied, and we never stop looking for a better way. It's what's made Southwest like nobody else. And it's how we've grown into America's largest domestic airline. We are Southwest. Welcome aboard.
For all the unlimited potential in life, there is truly unlimited data from Sprint. And now get $100 off Samsung Galaxy phones at Sprint stores and Sprint.com.
This is a great feel-good story.
What a plot. The guy's fighting for his life.
Fighting. But here's the twist.
He has to lose.
He has to. And he loses.
Big time.
And then, despite the odds,
he keeps it off.
Over 200 pounds.
For 15 years.
Bravo.
Take a bow, Jared. Congrats.
Attaboy, Jared.
Congrats, Jared, on keeping it off with the help of Subway Fresh Fit Meals. A simple way to enjoy eating better.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Maybe I should do a remake.
Rated M for mature.
BioShock Infinite. In stores March 26th.
Tonight on CBS, a former NFL player and his girlfriend convicted of murdering a millionaire. Why did he ask 48 hours to come see him in prison? He says he's ready to reveal who really did it. 48 hours, that's tonight only. CBS. 60-58, Marquette leading Butler. 66 substitutions for Buzz Williams, who just toweled off at the end of that timeout.
Has to be nearing a record in the Ncaa, don't you think? Whether they keep that.
No idea.
Somebody's keeping count.
You should research that here in the second half. Marshall on a spin. It's an air ball. Dugan handling it. The senior point guard, Marquette. Now it's Lockett. Wilson. He traveled, didn't put it on the floor when he took that big first step.
I think there's such a sense of urgency for Marquette, and not in a bad way, but to make sure they're getting things going towards the basket for Buzz Williams, is that he just didn't put the ball down then.
Sweet 16 each of the last 2 years for the Golden Eagles. Butler didn't make the tournament last year after back-to-back appearances in the NBA championship game. Did I say NBA?
He did.
Wow. They really played well.
Great look over the top to Smith.
Andrew Smith with the finish.
Bring on the heat.
Did they lose to Miami 2 years ago? I'm trying to retrace my steps. Tied at 60. Locked it out front on a dump down for Otule. And a foul called from behind.
Yeah, Butler comes back. They need one over the top. They get it. Oh, that is just a perfect read. Yeah, did you see the big fella? Otule couldn't get, he was like almost stuck in deep snow just then. He saw the ball coming, couldn't react quick enough to it.
Second foul on Smith, 17 fouls against Butler.
Here's the difference, too. Gardner is 84%. The other half of the big centers, Otule at
inverted, 48%.
Yep, thank you. Didn't want to say it while he was shooting.
And now Marquette is 16 of 18 from the free throw line. We are tied at 60 with 5:40 to go. Second half.
This is similar to the Maui game, isn't it? When they played one another just down to the wire.
Jones gives it up. Marshall, kick out. Stegall couldn't get a clean look.
They are recognizing the shooters and backing off, like right here, without the shooter.
Clark using the screen. There's the roll. It's Marshall on a rack attack.
What a delayed cut and a beautiful delivery after Clark had somebody close on him. Wilson with the big.
Butler up by 2, and Marshall is called for the foul against Lockett.
A terrific read by Clark. Watch this. He gets by. He thinks he has a shot. Tall guy closes, and so does Marshall. Beautifully done.
That's number 3 on Marshall. Lockett will head to the free throw line. 18 fouls now against Butler. Otule sits. Gardner replaces him for Marquette.
Lockett okay at the line. Also 2 for 2 tonight. 74% free throw shooter.
He's played well. 11 points, 6 rebounds. He drains the first.
Yeah, he's got a real good stroke at the free throw line.
Transfer from Arizona State. Transferred after wrapping up his undergraduate degree in 3 years and got the waiver to come to Marquette. His mom, Judy, has been battling cancer, and she was in attendance here the other night. I'm sure she's here tonight as well.
And doing much better also is the report on her, so that's great news.
Locked up at 62 apiece. Under 5 minutes to play here in Lexington.
Marquette 18 for 20 from the free throw line. That's been the difference.
There's on a crossover. Smith sets the screen.
Yep, big help again by Gardner. They got Smith though a little too high.
Jones had the right idea, and it glances off of Smith. Out of bounds.
The reason why that ball went high is that he did not recognize him quick enough. He was wide open for a beat of about 2 seconds, and then the last part of it, he sees him, and then he hurries his pass.
Each team has turned it over 13 times, but 8 for Butler in this half. Now Marquette has taken advantage of the turnovers. They turn those mistakes into points. Lock it out front. Blue is back in. Blue strokes it for 2. Doesn't go. Rebounded. Clark has got it. Took another shot. And Winston Payne after the rebound.
And they're going to start setting high. Yep, here comes the high screen.
Smith sets it. Clark fires. It's offline. Too short. Out of bounds. Stegall could not control it cleanly.
You notice going to his left. Clark just then also was drifting a bit. Well, it's a clean one and just lost it. He had his hands on it. That could have been a second possession. It's this guy never gets rattled, does he, Brad Stevens?
Same demeanor. He said that he modeled himself after former Indianapolis Colts head coach Tony Dungy. Cadogan, it's good, and a foul. Junior Cadogan with a chance for three.
The higher percentage shot is obviously going to the basket. What Marquette has done very well in this second half is turned this into a paint game, so to speak, if you will. Everything is focusing on the paint first, the post, the drive, and then if they have to kick it out, so be it for an open shot. Great job there, though, by Cadogan to use his strength and size and quickness. Now, Blue has been carrying them from a scoring standpoint, but don't forget about Cadogan. He's one of the leaders on this team and will take a tough shot. He doesn't like the long-range one, but he does love the 15-footer in type of pull-up jumper, too.
Third foul on Smith. 19 fouls against Butler. Cadogan has scored all 9 of his points in the second half. 64-62 Marquette. Smith.
Watch for a backdoor cut.
Clark, the floater. In and out. Gardner slaps it outside, and it's tracked down by Dunham of Butler.
Yeah, that's not a bad tip out, though, because he gets it away from the offensive rebounders.
Clark. On a bounce, Jones. It goes! And it's going to be waved off. Oh, did Smith touch that ball is the question. The officials will come together. If he touched it, the basket won't count. If he didn't, it's continuation.
Well, let's take a look. He shoots this one off the dribble. This is how he shoots his shot, so it's not surprising for the shot. Let me see here. He may have touched the bottom of the ball on that.
It looked like he touched the bottom of the rim,
too.
Brad Stevens asking the officials.
What a great shot.
It should count for Butler. It doesn't.
San Diego State, football.
USC, soccer.
Quincy University, volleyball.
At Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we hire more new college graduates every year than any other company.
And many of us played college sports, too.
Like me.
Like me. And me.
Now we're all on the same team. Yours.
Enterprise is proud to be an official corporate partner of the NCAA. Teamwork. Let us show you what that means.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
I'm your hot water heater. You hardly know I exist. That's too bad. Because if my pressure relief valve gets stuck... We hot water heaters can transform into rocket-propelled wrecking balls. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, it's your bank account that might explode. So get Allstate.
Good hands, good home. Make sure you have the right home protection. Talk to an Allstate agent.
2.5 seconds left. Valparaiso and Ole Miss are down to the wire. Is this the end for Bryce Drew and the Crusaders? Inbound to Jenkins, to Drew for the win. Oh! Astronaut on the court! You gotta be kidding me! What a moment! An astronaut! It just does not get any better than this! Heroes are made in March, but nothing beats an astronaut. Join now at axapollo.com for your chance to go to space.
That's why I can't go back to Cleveland ever again. You actually looking like your profile picture.
Do you not having a mustache?
Well, I do kind of have a mustache.
But it's a beard.
Right, to you not having a mustache.
Those are my friends over there in case this was a total train wreck.
Yeah, actually, those are my friends hitting on your friends. Here we go.
Yeah.
Keep the good times going with the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Monday, meet future Barney.
It's gonna be legend. Wait 20 years for it. Dairy.
New How I Met Your Mother. Then, oh God, it's time to meet the family.
I bore you.
Yeah, bore everyone, but I thought your parents might be interested.
New rules after a new How I Met Your Mother. Monday, 8/7 Central.
Well, take a look at the arrow, right? We're going to take a look at this shot and whether or not he hits the basketball or not. He doesn't get the basketball, but by rule, if the ball is sitting over the cylinder and he hits the rim, then they're going to call this offensive interference. You see, he's on the rim and pulls it a little bit even. So the officials working that out. I love this reaction. You can't get any better. And unfortunately, it's going to go against Butler. But they get to the line. So once again, shot. It was in the act of shooting. He goes to the line for his two, but the basket waved off.
And the reality is that Smith touching the rim probably did not affect the ball whatsoever.
Agreed.
But by rule, you do affect potentially the ball rolling around or giving it an extra little push.
Exactly. And you can't make... You can't anticipate or call out or predict, so you go with it.
1 out of 2 for Jones at the line. Butler cuts the Marquette lead to 1. We're down to 3:24 to play in the second half. This has been a battle.
This is what the tournament is all about right here.
Blue gets bumped outside. Great look. Finds the open man. Gardner off the hesitation. And the foul will be called on Lockett. Off the rebound action as Smith took a hard fall. Right now he is leaning on the official's leg.
This will be team foul number 7 also. Now, Gardner had one very close. Wow, that's a pretty good hit. Lockett with the foul there in the follow-up.
And he ends up on the right leg of Lamont Simpson, who didn't move, allowed Smith to gather himself for a few seconds. Third foul on Lockett, 17th foul, so Smith is at the free throw line for 1 and 1.
72% shooter who's 2 for 4.
We are tied at 64. 12 points for the senior Andrew Smith. His scoring has increased every season at Butler, averaging 11 points per game. Butler in front by 1, just over 3 minutes to play.
A game of possessions that we talked about right from the beginning of this game, Ian. It's going to come down. Every possession right now is so important.
Wilson makes his move. Wilson. Oh, tough shot. Goes in. Jamil Wilson able to will that one through for Marquette.
This is too much.
He's in double figures with 11, 66-65, Golden Eagles.
Buzz Williams is laughing over on the sideline the way that ball hung on the rim.
There's Jones. Handoff for Barlow. Clark trying to get to the ball. Instead, they go to the other side and Jones. Barlow, the pump. 12 to shoot. Butler down by 1. Barlow, the drive and dish. Jumper for Woods. He cans it.
Great decision by Barlow just then, Ian. 2 facets to his move. Number 1, he didn't shoot the ball from long range where he's only a 23% shooter, but he brings it to the middle for a setup play.
Blue, the bank shot doesn't go, and it's going the other way. Offensive foul on Vander Blue.
Clark has been quiet. Buzz Williams watching the play in disagreement, but watch for Clark stepping over. Right there, he strides, he gets his feet squared to the shooter.
Second foul on Blue.
Yeah, it's one of those that's another tough call in my estimation because I'm not so sure Blue really banged into him, but Clark established.
67-66 Butler. We are under 2 minutes to play now in Lexington. The winner goes to Washington, D.C. in the Sweet 16.
Not going to be in a hurry here, but they're down to 15-ish right now, so they have to make a good set. Right now, this next pass and play has to get something going for them.
Clark one-on-one against Wilson, 10 to shoot. Jones the lob, Smith the catch. 2 defenders, he's fouled from behind. He was able to get Devontae Gardner to lean, and Smith established tremendous position after the looping feed.
Well, you take a drive here, and look at this shot. And look how long this sits. Where is it going? It's going towards the basket, and it drops. And here's that drop pass. Nice little soft 6-footer from the baseline.
Second foul on Gardner. Smith has 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. Hits the first free throw. The lead is 2. Derek Wilson will sit, replaced by Junior Cadogan.
And against Bucknell, remember, too, that he shot the basketball well. 7 of 8. So Smith comfortable in big-time spots for this team.
Butler was 25 of 28 from the free throw line in that victory over Bucknell. 69-66. Butler with the lead. 1:25 to play. Cadogan, kick out. Blue fires for the tie. Bucket, a three. Vander Blue. We are knotted at 69 apiece with 1:15 to play.
Remember against Davis, game alive, shooting the basketball down the stretch. We've got a carbon copy of these two playing it out here with just a touch over a minute to go.
29 for Vander Blue. Smith gives it up. Now it's Jones, 14 to shoot.
Not going to shoot it from the outside. Good slip to the lane.
Denied. Wilson, kick out. Barlow. He can't hit the three. A foul, and it's going the other way. Over the back, Cameron Woods. That is 10 team fouls against Butler. Free throws coming up for Marquette.
What a drive. You get the defender to kick in. It's too late for the reaction. Blue has just been absolutely spectacular with 29. Tough call goes against Woods and Butler.
47.7 second half. Marquette and Butler tied at 69. 2 free throws for Jamil Wilson. 11 points, 5 rebounds. He is 2 of 2 from the free throw line. A chance to put Marquette in front.
Keep in mind, Butler does have 1 timeout left. Look at the poise, though, with Brad Stevens, right? He's not going to show that you're rattled.
Marquette leads by 1. Second free throw for Wilson. Knocks down a pair. 71-69. Golden Eagles lead it.
It's been effective for them the entire second half, so why not keep the pressure on? Now you're going to see the poise of Butler right now. If they can pull this down, get it across, and let's see if they use both sides of the floor.
12-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Winding down here with Marquette in front by 2.
Months of preparation and running your sets.
Smith trying to force a pass inside, and it's taken away by Marquette.
Oh, they're wasting time. They have to get up. And
why didn't they foul?
They got a foul. It's
they
the
do
wrong
now.
guy. It was 84%.
Devontae Gardner will go to the free throw line. Blue was in the backcourt. They could have got him at 73%. Wilson was available, a 74% shooter.
Yeah, so right now, you can count the seconds off. I'm going to guess there were about 10 seconds that they had. Approximately, they could have fouled earlier.
Marquette, opportunity to make this a 2-possession game with Devontae Gardner, the junior from Suffolk, Virginia, at the free throw line. 84% this season. Connects. 72-69 Marquette.
He makes this shot iron. Whether he makes it or not, you're down 3 or 4 with 22.9 seconds left. I think you can come down if you're Butler and go right to the basket with it. Think 2 first. If you got to kick it out, look. But you have to really stretch the clock right now. The best way to do that is to try to take it in a hurry.
Second attempt, Gardner, and rims out. It's a 3-point game.
Depending on how much time is off this clock when they get it, will dictate whether they're going 3 or 2.
And that's going to send Jones to the free throw line. Third round continues tomorrow. Noon Eastern. CBS, Iowa State, Ohio State. 6:10, Minnesota and Florida. Also Florida Gulf Coast in action as well. 8 games across CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV over 12 hours.
And interesting enough, that foul just then puts a 55% free throw shooter to the line in Jones.
Sophomore from O'Fallon, Illinois. With his team down by 3, 14.7 remaining on the clock.
And he has an odd shot. The interesting part in watching him in practice, he's got an odd shot for a jump shot, but when he gets to the line, the rotation on his shot at the free throw line is probably as good as you're ever going to see. And that doesn't necessarily mean the ball's going in either.
This extended wait is because Jones went down, and that area now is very sticky.
Yeah, and if you're that fella there with the mop, you want to take your time here on national TV.
Just the fact that it may ice Roosevelt Jones,
right.
That's not your concern. After all the games are over, catch all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, only on TBS.
And we've seen this here with our games, situations like this. And what it may very well do, it just saved Brad Stevens a timeout because he just pulled his troops together to kind of say, okay, miss or make, here's what we have to do. Think it through. And Jones goes to the line, as I mentioned, at 55%.
2 free throws. Jones hits the first.
And he hits the front rim iron, but to my point about backspin on the basketball, it took it right over the front rim for him. Just an amazing amount of backspin he puts on the ball, which helps free throw shooters when they get it over the front rim.
Second one to cut it to 1. 14.7 on the clock. It's short. Rebound. Front four. Knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Marquette. Butler's going to have it with 13 seconds to play. And it was Gardner who could not squeeze it for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Brad Stevens is so intent on being able to coach from the sidelines. He has one timeout left. If he has trouble, he'll call it.
Jones gets it in long for Smith. We are down to 10 seconds left. Butler down by 2. Clark for the lead. Air ball. And it's out of bounds with 5.5. Rodney Clark from long range. And again on the left side, missing the rim.
And going to the right is how he won that game in Maui against his team. Going to the left, not as effective. You're down 2, 5.5 seconds left. You go for a 1-second steal right here, and then you foul who's ever around you. You don't do it by selection. You foul whoever catches it.
Blue gets it in.
Oh, boy.
Gardner ahead, and they got the foul. Gardner said, I didn't want the foul. He had an open man down the floor.
He doesn't get to choose that, though. Let's see. Did he get... that's a close call, isn't it?
Boy, he got rid of that ball. If there's no call there, this game is over.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, Butler has a slight opening right now with Devontae Gardner at the free throw line. 4.7 on the clock. He is 4 of 6 from the line tonight. First one is good. 73-70.
What great hands. Smooth shot at the line.
Smith will check back in for Butler.
Now, if you're Marquette and Brad Stevens bypasses his timeout, you just have to stay away. Now, if he misses this shot, then you have a real interesting call on Marquette's part as to whether they're going to foul or not. And depending on where the ball gets to and how much time is left, you may very well want to do that.
Gardner sticks the free throw. It's a 4-point lead for Marquette.
See, if you're Marquette now, what you want to do is you want to force and let the ball come towards the inbounds passer with Butler. Let them catch it there. But this is going over the top, baseball style.
Emerson Campen gets it in, and it's Smith. It's going to count. Goaltending. Campen not played yet in the NCAA tournament, but he's the best inbounder on the Butler roster, and he got the ball down the floor to Smith for the bucket. 3.2 remaining.
Same exercise right here for Butler. Whoever catches it, foul him immediately. You don't really even have time, unless there's a fumbled catch. Just foul whoever catches it.
Blue will toss it in. He lobs it. Out of bounds. Too far for Wilson. And with 2.4 left. Butler is going to get it back.
And I think they're going to get it right on the sideline, Ian, because to my eye, let's see if this is a deflection. And I believe it is. That ball is going to go right to the sideline.
Think back 2 days ago when Marquette was on the other end of a ball out of bounds on the sideline, and Marquette benefited from it after Davidson turned it over with a chance to ice the game. These two teams played early in the season, in November, in Maui. Rodney Clark, a wild desperation 3 to win it at the buzzer for Butler over Marquette, 72-71. The score here, Marquette 74, Butler 72 with 2.4 left.
First thing that goes through my mind right now is that you think Marquette knows that Clark beat them 4 months ago, and the answer to that is definitely yes. So now you have 2 options in my mind. You can take Clark and run him. Okay, we're just going to look at this call to see what the timing on it.
Officials looking exactly when it went out of bounds.
Yeah, they'll figure that out at about 2:08-ish or give or take a little bit. But don't be surprised to see Clark as a decoy here, Ian. Have him run as hard as he can off a couple of screens and then have them try to go over the top for a lay-in lob on this play right now.
They put 2.9 on the clock for Butler to work with.
And one of the things Butler does so very, very well is they have a lot of motion. They set a lot of good screens. And they come out of the pack right now. They're not excited. Buzz Williams talking his guys through this to make it straight up.
No timeouts remaining. Butler had 2 magical March runs in 2010 and 2011.
Nice move putting Gardner up on the ball. That's going to make it more difficult for the lob pass or an inbounds pass.
74-72, Marquette in front. Jones looking to get it in. A lot of movement. Fires to Smith. Smith tries to get a shot off. It's over. Marquette holds on. The Golden Eagles are going to the Sweet 16. Great year, and it took a defensive stand to do it for Buzz Williams and company. Marquette gets the win over Butler, 74-72. Andrew Smith could not get a clean shot off at the buzzer.
Well, Buzz Williams' team was down 8 points at the half, and they made some adjustments, and the 2 adjustments have paid off. The ability to go full court, up-tempo the defense, which I thought was terrific. And also they decided we're bringing this ball on the offensive end of the floor into the paint, and we're going to take it at you until you force us to the outside.
These 2 teams are going to see a lot of one another coming up in the new Big East. But this night belongs to Marquette.
Yeah, did you notice Smith's left ankle just then buckled for him? Watch as he catches it. Watch the footwork more than anything. The shot doesn't get off, right? It's not going to matter, but watch right there. You see how he's tangled up? He gets no lift at all, and it's really not a shot at that point. It's kind of a throw up at the basket, which he had to do, and he recognized that he didn't have much of a shot to get off.
A flail at the buzzer. Yep. Jamil Wilson closed in on Smith defensively, and that's how it ends. Nearly a fantastic finish in Lexington. What a game between Marquette and Butler.
That was a fabulous, fabulous basketball game.
Marquette advances to Washington, D.C. Going to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd consecutive year. The number 3 seed. You can put them in D.C. They'll take on Illinois and Miami tomorrow night on TNT. 48 Hours Mystery is coming up here on CBS. Tune into TNT and TBS now for live 3rd-round games. For Jim Spanarkel, Allie LaForce, the rest of our crew, I'm Ian Eagle. So long from Lexington, where Marquette gets the win. Dramatic ending here at Rupp. We'll send it to our studio after this.
Dad, you're not getting my bites.
Hello? Oh, hey, Brian.
Brian?
Yeah, she's here.
I'll take it in my room.
That Brian?
No, telemarketer.
KFC Bites. Freshly hand-breaded big bites of 100% breast meat. Now with our famous hot gravy. Try a 6-bite combo for just $3.99. Today tastes so good.
What's this about?